Alright, we'll see if, we'll see when the bot gets in. And then I'll know I'm here. Ah, I'm here. I said I'd be here, and I am here. I'm 7 minutes late. But hey, you know, what else is new? I'm still drinking coffee, and it's kind of like leaving a bad taste in my mouth. I sort of hate it. But at least I have injected caffeine straight into my veins. I mean, it's not going to make me any less stupid, but at least I will be energetic and stupid. And I do not have a whole ton to go over today, as you can kind of see. So I'm going to have to, like, fucking stretch this out some, huh? As normal, I figured I'll start with today's fucking vet words. Sorry, I just pop in and hear you're saying it, you're stupid. Yeah, basically. And I'm just gonna be, like, energetic and stupid today. Alright, let's see. Clinical pathology. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, yes, 6 letters. It says right here. Why? I'm happy you're energetic, though. I just drank coffee, that's all. I mean, don't worry. I'll be tired again in about 20 minutes when I'm done with this coffee. Caffeine does not have a lasting effect on me. I can go right back to sleep after drinking caffeine. In 20 minutes. It's cold. It's already cold. I had to, like, stop in the middle of my coffee drinking. I wake up at 5 a.m. and I make... Ew, I'm getting to the grounds part of it. Gross. I wake up at 5 a.m. I drink my coffee. I eat my protein bar. And I go, I bring the dog out. My other dog wouldn't go outside because he's not a morning dog. I cut down my coffee consumption by taking Panadol Extra that has 45 milligrams caffeine. Is that... Are you cutting down on caffeine or just coffee? Because I feel like people cut down on coffee so they can cut down on caffeine. I have to, like, switch between coffee and water, like I'm drinking beer or something. Yeah, crazy early. So it isn't when it gets so insanely hot outside and I have, like, outdoor work to do. I got, like, plants that I have inherited. And some of them... It's so stupid because, like, most are, like, succulents, right? You see coffee go down a different stomach. Like girls with desserts, yes. Actually, though. I can eat a full-ass dinner and, like, not be able to, like, eat another bite more, but then you, like, bring out a cupcake, and I'm like, oh, yes. Hell yes. But, yeah, so I gotta wake up early so I can go and water the plants early in the day, and take care of the wild birds. Because otherwise, if I wait until, like, what fucking... It's already 80 plus degrees out. It is just 8 a.m. here. Wild birds, yeah, I have, like, a bird feeder and, like, a bird bath and shit. I call it, what's 80 plus degree? Oh, fuck, 80 degrees in Celsius. 26-ish. 27-ish. But it's 8 a.m. And that's also not the, like, what it feels like. It's not accounting for the humidity. We're currently at 85% humidity. And the issue with humidity is that you can't sweat well in humidity because you're already fucking wet. Okay, I don't remember humidity. Like, you don't remember what humidity is? Or, like, you forgot about, like, temporarily. I don't know how to fucking explain humidity. I don't remember the humidity of our hot days. Fair. So, like, I've been to a place that's dry hot, and the sun sucks. I will say that. Like, the sun is oppressive, but I was able to handle it so much better than the fucking humid areas. It's supposed to get 100 degrees later today. Let's see. Yeah, like right around lunchtime it's supposed to be at like 100 degrees. I don't think it will tell me what the humidity, if the humidity is going to change at all throughout the day. Humidity is water content in the air that absorbs heat, and thus sweating can't reduce your body temp because the air around you is already full of heated water, I think. Yeah, that's basically, yeah. Good. I'm glad you explained it. All I know is humidity suck. Humidity does a big suck. So that's why I go out and do the plants early. It's because first off, I'm gonna be dying at fucking, like, once I'm done with this stream and I go outside, it's gonna be hot as hell. Humidity makes hot and cold temps both suck. Yeah, I feel like, I mean, I've done cold weather in humidity, and I feel like it's not as bad, but I also feel like you can dress up for the cold. Like, it still sucks ass. But I think I would prefer a humid cold than a humid hot. You don't have to go out, you can stay in this dungeon forever, but then my plants will die. And that's the other thing, is my more sensitive plants, by fucking noon, if I don't water them, they die so fucking fast. If you dress up for the cold, at some point you sweat and it goes colder. I mean, I have had that happen a couple times, but then I just take off my coat. Or I just unzip my coat or something. The worst part about dressing for the cold, in my opinion, well, I hate, like, breathing in my own hot air, you know? Like, if you cover your mouth and you breathe, like, I hate that. And it makes my, like, nose all runny and shit. Just revive your plant like you left. Oh, right. Yeah, that only works so many times. Oh my god, that's what I wanted to show you. Fucking... Red drum? No, red drum? Exotic bully. This is the dude I was telling you about, clone. Yes, this is the fucking meme. So, this is a, these are called... Also, you were late. Yes, I was late. Oh, and the reason... Okay. So, while I was out, I demand immediate pant shitting as an apology. I don't know if I can do that even after drinking coffee. Okay, so the reason of what happened while I was out, fucking watering the plants. Do you have fire ants in your area? Because we have what we call red ants or fire ants, and they're like these really tiny biting ants. And they're not actually native to this area. I don't think. Or if they are native to this area, then they have become overpopulated, kind of like deer have. I don't remember even seeing an ant in the past years. Damn. Are you like way in the desert? The spiders probably got them all or something. That's why I like spiders. The fire ants bite, and it hurt. It surprisingly hurts. I don't even think it's so much that it's the individual bite, as much as it is the like the fact that you get one bite, you're probably gonna get a few dozen. So fire ants got on my feet because I wasn't wearing socks. I was just out in muck boots and no socks. Like the retard that I am. Why is it surprising or hurt? It's literally called fire ant. It has fire elemental damage. You would think such a tiny thing. Like, they are smaller than my pinky nail. They are like microscopic little things. And they got all over my feet. So I had to spray my feet off. And the whole reason I didn't wear socks was because I was like, well, when I'm watering plants, I'm probably gonna get wet, and then my socks are gonna get wet, and the socks are just gonna hold in the moisture, and I'm gonna be like walking around in sponges, and I didn't feel like drying off my feet. But then I had to fucking spray down my feet and dry them off anyways. Dude, size doesn't matter. I don't know if that is supposed to be a dick joke, but I'm taking it as a dick joke. Also, the smaller things are, the more likely they rely on toxin for self-defense. Yeah, I know I shouldn't be relating a size to, like, pain, but I guess it's also one of those things where I didn't grow up in an area that had such... they're not dangerous, but I never had to worry about shit like this, I guess. I never had to worry about snakes. I never had to worry about, like, poisonous spiders. I never had to worry about that sort of stuff. I had to worry about, like, bears and cougars and shit, but that like, never happened. Except for once. Scorpions? Never had to worry about fucking scorpions. Anyways, when I was talking about fucking, my laptop being like Red Drum. So... this dog is called an exotic bully. They are a offshoot of the American bully. The American bully isn't recognized by major kennel clubs like the AKC and the British Kennel Club. They are recognized, I think, by the UKC. So they are just supposed to be basically a more pet-friendly version of an American Pit Bull Terrier. I take it as a dick joke. It would be a pretty good dick joke. So it's basically supposed to be more like a pet-friendly Pit Bull Terrier. And by pet-friendly, I mean like, not as high drive, a little bit, for lack of a better term, just kind of like lazier. More suitable for, like, sitting on a couch, kinda. They're still active animals, like, don't get me wrong, but they're just kinda meant to be, like, a bigger, blockier, stouter, and, less, a lot of these are really bad examples of American bullies, because people tend to get them to look badass, but the original intention was just to be a more pet-friendly, a lazier American Pit Bull Terrier. Less monstrous. I don't know about that. Look at this shit. These guys are built... some of them are built to be tanks. And it's kind of funny because, like, so, American Pit... this is how I'm going to fucking, lengthen out my, stream today. Dave the Terrier. I hope it... is it... my thing is it on fucking, Dave the Diver. Is it... I thought I changed it. I'm gonna be very upset because I don't know how to actually unchange. Anyways, so there are a couple different, like, sizes or standards or whatever for the American Pit Bull Terrier. Will this actually show me? Fuck nuts. I always do that. Open image, open image, open image. Yeah, there we go. And I don't think these guys are too bad. They are brachycephalic, as you can see. I don't like that, like, some of them have their ears cropped, but cropping the ears is not part of the standard, which I prefer. But yeah, they're basically supposed to be just a lazier kind of American Pit Bull Terrier for the most part. But it's kind of funny because American Pit Bull Terriers, well, American Pit Bull Terrier is a very, I shouldn't say very strict, but it does have a standard. The issue is that Pit Bull is kind of more of an umbrella term for a variety of different looking dogs. I might not be a pit bull, but I am lazier. Do I qualify? There's a lot of lazy dogs that aren't pit bulls. That aren't American bullies, so no. What kind of dog do you think you would be? I would be a neurotic mess. I would be the dog that if you brought me into a shelter, I would probably be euthanized as soon as the stray hold was up. Anyways, so the exotic bully, you obviously see exotic bully isn't here. Exotic bully is like an offshoot of this. Oh my god, I wonder one of the... Oh no! I just had a realization. I need to get my hard drive off of that fucking laptop because I made a huge family tree of the fucking exotic bullies. And it's all lost if I don't get that information off of my laptop. But anyways. Oh, I just vote exotic. Oopsies. I'm so lucky there wasn't any fucking, like, anything bad on there. Why did they just show this guy's butt? Anyways, exotic bullies are like, sorry, spam. Exotic bullies are like, the bullies mixed with French bulldogs, for the most part. I'd be the dog, it's so generic, and the only personality is hunting cute girls for my owner. So like a golden retriever or like a Labrador. And that is spam leaving a voicemail. God, I love it. So yeah, why are there so few exotic bully images? Anyways. So this is Red Drum, an exotic bully. They are known to be absolutely monstrous fucking creatures. They obviously, you can see like his tail is all corkscrewed, which like is indicative of the spine being all fucked up. His limbs are on the side of his body instead of being underneath the body. He's incredibly brachycephalic. His eyes are on the side of the head. The eyeball sockets are quite shallow. They look like monsters you see in video games. Yeah, basically. They're man-made horrors beyond our comprehension. So, Red Drum, well, not exactly this dog, but a dog that looks exactly like this, was a sire, so a male dog that was making puppies. Also, if I were a dog, I want all sorts of animals to ride on my back like a fucking circus. What? Why would you want that? Your back wasn't made for that. You'd be hurting. So Red Drum was a sire, but before they could sell his semen, the dog actually died. I think from heart disease, but I'm not entirely sure. So the dog actually fucking died. And then what did they do? They cloned him. It says, Red Drum, back from the dead. Yup, this is Red Drum. Yup, Red Drum died a year ago. Yup, this is his clone. Yup, I cloned him twice. Twice this dog died and got cloned. Second Red Drum gets here in a month. Why did I clone him twice? Because I can. Enjoy Bully World. And then there was this whole, like, oh god, there was this meme about him not leaving, is it this one? Something about him not being, the Red Drum not being able to leave, like, this cycle of, some Buddhist thing, like some samasa or some shit. Before they can sell his semen, he died, so they cloned him. 3-sentence horror. Yeah, basically. The whole American, well, not the American bully, but the exotic bully scene is intense, man. One of these days, we'll have to deep dive into it. It will be hilarious. Well, it won't be. I don't know. I guess it depends on what your definition of hilarious is. Is this Red Drum, like, in action? Can I see a video? Oh, this is a video. Red Drum at 6 months. Is this the clone, or is this third clone? Okay, he didn't really move. I don't know what I was like. Look at that thing! Look at this! Look at this! Its chest, it looks like it's doing a push-up! In a sense, it makes Red Drum an absolute Chad. Fucking anime protagonist. Yeah, oh my god, look at this. So, oh my god, I wish I had my fucking family tree thing. So, oh my god. When was this? 45 weeks ago. Oh my god, I have so much updating to do. So what I was doing, oh look at this guy's little ears, kind of cute. But yeah, it's absolutely a pyramid scheme, this shit. Basically, the people on top are selling this dog semen for like thousands of dollars, and then other people buy it and try to sell their own. The whole thing is about marketing. Like, you basically have to be big on social media for this to make any money for you. Get revived to breed is a fitting plot for Game of Thrones. I feel like it would be a good plot for, like, one of those creepy-ass Polish games. Or, like, a Bethesda side quest or something where, like, you've gotta, like, kill this person so they don't keep being, like, recycled because they're fucking suffering or whatever. So yeah, that's the whole, when I was talking about it being revived like Red Drum, that's what I was talking about, was this dog being fucking cloned multiple times. Somehow Caesar returns. Alright, so that was the whole Red Drum thing. One of these days I'm gonna have to get my family tree thing out for those dogs. It was so complex that my laptop started to crash when I ran the program because there's so much shit going on. Oh shit, I already had vet words up. Alright, clinical pathology, thin blood. Imagine a family tree with cloning involved. Exactly. Exactly. A fucking family tree where, like, one litter can have, like, 8 or more puppies. Or children, I guess I should say. And the children can not only be mating with their siblings, but also with their parents, which is not an uncommon thing for purebred dogs, especially because this was going all the way back fucking into the, like, potato famine. Holy incest. Yeah. I mean, that was just, honestly, that's just a common thing for, like, all dog breeds back in the day. I don't think we had the best idea of what long-term incest would do for other critters. I mean, shit, we fucking incest ourselves, you know? With the kings and queens and shit. Next step is force femme cloning. What's force femme? Alright, fucking, what's thin blood? Change their gender and make them breed themselves. How? Is it like is it anemic? Anemic? Oh my god. Can this be, like, slightly more difficult? Don't mind me, I'm just bullshitting. Yeah, I have, like, I want to do this until fucking... for a few hours, and we've already finished vet words. I guess we can go down the bully pipeline. 1+1 type of question. I was thinking it might have been... I was actually kind of worried typing in anemic, because I was like, am I gonna look retarded doing this? It's one of those things where it's like, it can't be this easy, right? Alright, let's see. Clinical image. In this lymph node aspirate, the red arrow indicates a mast cell or an eosinophil. Let's see. It's a WG saying 500 mag. Let's see. Open image in new tab. Let's take a look. Red arrows. All right. So they I feel like they're putting in a lot of information. A mast cell because fuck it looks so big. That's what I was thinking too. So what these arrows are pointing at looks like eosinophils. And I can remember eosinophils because they're gonna show up fairly fucking red compared to everything else. I think sometimes neutrophils also might show up a little bit red, but I think eosinophils are like fucking red. Hence why they're called eosin. And I know that they usually just have like 2 lobes, but I don't know. I always see eosinophils like all crazy. I don't take the nucleus into account with eosinophils because I always see them all fucked up. I usually take the color. But yeah, like that's the big ass nucleus, and then don't they have all those like little dotsicles around it? So yeah, I'm gonna go with that too. I think they put eosinophils kind of like it to fuck you up, so I'm also gonna say mast cell. Woo! Fuck yeah. Average score 93%. Man, do I feel bad for that. I only took 1 year of biology in high school. Really? Have you ever seen, like an angry mast cell? Let's see. I always do dog because dog medicine seems to progress a lot faster than cat. So, mast cell tumors in dogs. It is so weird. I wonder, do they have like a before? No. They literally, we call it them getting angry, the mast cell tumor. Like if you don't, I don't want to say if you don't fuck with it, like it can look relatively normal, but like if you even like poke at it a little bit, it like gets red and angry. I don't think I ever even used a microscope. You should, it's kind of fun. You can get a microscope fairly cheap on like eBay nowadays. Especially if you only want the 40x. Like scanning microscopes. Like the kid ones, basically. Granted, I don't know what the fuck you would use it for. Personally, I'd use it for doing fecals. Like on dogs and cats and shit. And fucking do my own... I can't diagnose, but I can at least be like, look, this is what I saw. Oh, damn, that's a bad mess. Oof! That's really bad, too, because it's right on the, like, nose here. He's gonna keep licking it. Is this how it's, like, progressing, I guess? He's gonna keep licking it and aggravating it, so that's gonna be awful. So, basically, these tumors, we call them getting red and angry. Like, well, the more you fuck with them, they literally, like, get fucking red. It's crazy. And they, like, get inflamed and shit. Alright. So, closed technique to, and that's how, at least that's how I can tell, like, if a little bump is, really concerning or not, right off the rip. I actually found one once just shaving an animal for a routine space surgery, shaving it, and like the just the clippers going over it pissed it off, and it got all like red and inflamed and pissy. And we took an aspirate of it, and sure enough, it was a mast cell tumor, but they caught it mad early, you know? So I think, I didn't follow that case, but I think it ended up pretty good because we caught it so early. It's a tiny little thing. It's like nipple-sized in diameter. A closed technique to remove, oh my god, apocrine gland anal sac carcinoma. Jesus Christ. Means the sac can be removed without penetrating the lumen. Holy shit. I've never had to deal with that before. I think last time we did this, they're talking about removing the anal sacs, and I was like, I never had to do that. And now we're talking specifically about removing anal sacs for carcinoma. Now, let's see. If it's closed, I do not want to Google any of this because I'm thinking that would probably get me banned. Probably get me banned faster than saying retard. If it's closed, I would say, yeah, it's not going to penetrate the lumen. But this is like kind of a guess because I've never had to do this before. Hell yeah. Okay, I gotta like fucking pad this out longer. Holy shit. We're doing too good. We are winning too much. I swear to God, these are usually like actually very difficult for me. Let's see. Have you ever need to resort to anal I swear to God, this was a poll last time. I swear to, do they like maybe recycle it every like week? Like every Wednesday they do kind of like the same thing for a while? And maybe I have to switch up the days that I do these animal streams. Because, yeah, last time I said no because I never had to I've never had that surgery before. No, I said anal sac. Sac. I can understand the confusion. We're gonna just say yes, because last time yes was more popular. Although I do see a lot of no's, comparatively. I am not looking up any anal sac stuff, though. Okay, answer is yes. The answer to this subjective question is yes. Alright, what's left on our docket today? Oh yeah, I thought this was really interesting. I did not look into this whatsoever. I kind of having a bit of a busy couple of days, what with the summer heat and trying to keep everything alive, including the birds. Oh yeah, I've been calling my bird feeder. This might go over the heads of people who are not American, but I've been calling it BIC, B-I-C. In America, we have this thing called WIC, Woman, Infant, and Children, and it's like welfare for women with kids. And I was calling our feeder BIC for birds, infants, and chicks. Because I feel like we are completely and solely providing all of the food for this cardinal family. I swear to God, like, I will go out there and count, and there'll be a dozen cardinals there some days. And you'll see, like, they're a little bit older than fledglings, because they can completely fly, but you can tell that they're younger, because they'll do this little fluttering thing. And then, and they also have, like, really shitty feathers, like, their feathers aren't really vibrant yet. And you'll see, like, an adult come by, and they're sitting at my fucking feeder. An adult will come by to the feeder and feed this fucking, juvenile from the feeder who's sitting at the feeder. Like, bitch, you're at the feeder. Just eat the fucking food. You literally have to be spoon-fed by your parents. But anyways, yeah, that's my, bad joke for the day. Other joke that is gonna get me canceled. So, Yellowstone's oldest wolf pack and oldest wolf, I didn't know it was the oldest wolf too, is now in the crosshairs of Wyoming's barbaric, this is a little bit, sensationalist, barbaric, heartless predator hatred infused game and regulations. A $27 wolf tag could take her life and the pack's life with a long-range rifle. So basically, I kind of wish people would just kind of like report on stuff like a little less sensationalist. Just like a bit less. That's like very bad. But, so this wolf pack are they going to tell me any more if I go to this place? This wolf pack has been in Yellowstone since they have been recording wolf packs, basically. If you can't say rifle, just say waifu. Waifu? Does it say how old it was? So they named the different packs, right? So wolf packs are usually contain a mother and a father and their offspring. And like they used to think it was like an alpha male and an alpha female. Yeah, mother and father. You could, I guess, call them alpha male and alpha female. I think they're kind of trying to go away from that terminology because the packs are a lot more fluid than that. But generally, only the mother and father have like a breeding right, so to speak. Sometimes you'll get like other wolves that come in the pack, and sometimes other wolves will leave the pack. It's kind of fluid. Then there's beta cucks and cuckettes. Is that what they call them, cuckettes? So they basically went from Yellowstone, where they are protected, into Wyoming. Wyoming is very well known for fucking hating wolves. Wyoming hates those motherfuckers. All them homies hate wolves. So yeah, they basically have more or less an open season on wolves. Wyoming is the one, if you remember back in the day, the guy who was arrested for taking pictures of that wolf that he ran over. What did they do to Wyoming? Well, once upon a time, people fucking hated wolves. All us homies hated wolves. I mean, we got rid of wolves entirely from fucking Europe. That's how much we fucking hated wolves. And that kind of, went back into, like, wolves would, like, I mean, they would kill people. They would also kill our livelihoods. They'd kill our livestock, So, and they'd also kill the stuff that we would kill to eat. So we were kind of like in direct competition with wolves when we were like not as advanced. Nowadays we could absolutely decimate wolves, and we do. Wyoming, you can actually use like explosives to kill wolves. You can kill the puppies, you can kill the moms, the dads. You can literally like throw a bomb into a wolf den. That is an acceptable method of killing wolves in Wyoming. It's basically open season there for wolf hunting. Wyoming wolf bar. So this is a guy, we talked about him before. He ran over this dog. He brought he ran over this wolf pup. It's a juvenile. So emu war, but human one. Yeah, basically. So humans are trying to be alpha over them. I think humans are pretty much alpha now over everything. I mean, if we wanted to, we could just destroy the planet. So this guy, he ran it over with his snowmobile, and he fatally wounded it. And then he brought it home, muzzled it, then brought it to a bar to kind of like show it off. The dog's obviously dying. I think it's like bleeding to death, which is why it's kind of like in the corner there, not doing anything. And it's basically like catatonic, dying. And it eventually died. I think, did they say I think he brought it out back and eventually shot it once the night was over. But, he ended up getting, like, a really small fine. Oh, no, that's just somebody with a, wolf pelt. Not the actual... Oh, yeah, that's just somebody, mocking it. So, yeah, he ended up getting away with it with a small fine. Wait, is this a video of it? No, that's a video of somebody talking about it. Okay, never mind. So, yeah, it was a big thing for a long while. They wanted him to get hit with, like, abuse. But what running over a wolf was a acceptable means of killing it. The only issue that they had, they didn't even have an issue with him bringing it to the bar. The issue was he brought the dog home to put a muzzle on it. The act of bringing the dog home was like, that was the illegal part. So yeah, Wyoming, it's like free game for wolf hunting. So that's why they are very worried about this old wolf pack. And it depends on who you're asking. But wolves are... Obviously, they're not protected. But some people say that they are... that there's not enough wolves. Other people say that there's too many. Other people say that they shouldn't exist in the states at all. It's kind of all over the place. Let's see. So it's called Molly's Pack. All of the wolves have like specific names. Activists worry that 1090F will be shot this fall. I don't know why specifically 1090F. I don't know why she's famous. Maybe they'll tell us about it. Oh, it's been going on for 31 years. For most of its 31-year history, Molly's Pack has lived within the boundaries of Yellowstone National Park, where hunting is prohibited. Let's see. Molly's Pack is denning and raising pups on the, I don't know where the fuck that is, National Forest in Wolf Hunt Area 1. Wolf advocates worry that members of the pack could get shot this fall, particularly wolf at 1090F. At age 12, she's the oldest living Yellowstone wolf and has gained a global fan base. I mean, I never heard of her, but then again, I'm not... There are, like, people who are specifically really big into wolves, so I could see that possibly happening. Molly's Pack is thought to be the first pack to form in Yellowstone in 1995, shortly after wolves were reintroduced into the park. Oh, okay. So it could literally be the first, like, fucking wolf pack in Yellowstone since we fucking made them extinct. And I guess 1090F is just famous because she's the oldest living wolf currently. Which is not surprising. I mean, the wolves probably aren't going to live too long. Because we kind of think of our dogs, right? And wolves are actually pretty big, actually, come to think of it. And, like, our big dogs probably live around 12, 13. So yeah, there is a possibility that they could be hunted this year. I don't know why they would specifically. I guess that's this one looks older, so I bet you she's the 12-year-old dog. I saw dogs like bigger than a human when standing up. Oh, sure. You get some fucking huge dogs. Great Danes are generally pretty big. Great Danes, Irish Wolfhounds, a lot of Mastiffs. I think this is a play on perspective here. I wouldn't take that. But yeah, Danes can get pretty fucking big. The issue I like have a love-hate relationship with Great Danes because everyone's like, oh, they're gentle giants. No. They have to be trained. They have to be socialized to be gentle giants. Every Great Dane I have worked with has been a skittish mess. And when you have a dog that's like this fucking big and you're holding on to its leash and it's like fucking growling at you, bruh, that's so fucking scary. I'd love to have cats that big that also isn't a pain to feed and won't kill me. Yeah, that's the problem. That's the problem with any animal this big, though, is that, like, even a dog that big, you have to be able to train it and, like, you know, properly care for it, make sure it's, you know, not going insane. So they are big autistic retard. I would kind of consider all pets to be fucking autistic retard. We have made animals that are our pets. We have like made them retarded so that they would be our pets. With maybe the exception of cats, because cats kind of domesticated themselves. Reminds me of someone. That's unironically true. Yeah, it is. Like, we created this mess. We made them retarded so they become our pet. I've seen chihuahuas smaller than that. They could have found a smaller chihuahua for this. They make chihuahuas really fucking small nowadays. But, yeah, you can get some pretty big dogs. The issue with these guys, too, is that they don't live very long, do they? Great Dane bitch. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're retarded to begin with. I mean, they're not... The dogs... Canis is not the smartest animal. You know what's really smart that I was looking into a little bit is fucking dolphins. Did you know fucking NASA had a program where they were trying to teach dolphins how to speak, and they were actually trying it. The dolphins were actually trying to speak. We just make them so retarded that they can't live without humans. And they're also easier for us to handle as well. Dolphins are assholes. No, well, it depends, I guess. I guess it's like how some humans are assholes, right? But one of the dolphins in that NASA project actually fell in love with the human that he was learning to speak from. And then when they stopped the experiment, right? And the human, like, had to leave. Because the human was, like, literally living with the dolphin. Basically. Like, I'm not kidding. She was, like, literally sleeping in the tank with the dolphin. And, when the human had to leave, because they, like, stopped the funding or whatever, the dolphin fucking killed itself. Let me see if I can find... Oh, this is gonna get instant, because this is BBC, it's gonna be instantly fucking flagged. Alright, so you see how this lady has painted her mouth? That's how you know human will definitely fuck him. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. If you want to learn more about this, Sid Dwyer? This guy did an amazing, not the orca one, teaching dolphins to talk. He did an amazing video, like a documentary on it. Also, yeah, I think many animals can get depressed like that, and dolphins are smart enough creatures to actively off themselves. And how are they gonna do it? They fucking starve themselves, I guess. Like, that's rough. That is commitment. That's not taking a gun to your head. That's only like a second of a decision. That is a every day of your life active decision to not eat. Like, that's rough. So this lady painted her mouth white and her lips black to try and like contrast her mouth a little bit more. And you can literally hear the fucking dolphin go, eh. There's trying to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or something. You could hear 1, 2, 3, or it couldn't do consonants, but it could do the fucking vowels. And the dolphin that like loved this woman, when they were done with their lessons, he would go to the mirror and practice on his own. Oh, I thought they'd smash themselves against the tank. I don't remember. I'm pretty sure it starved itself. Starving yourself can be easy when you reach the point of lethargy that you don't even have the energy. Yeah, but that takes a while to get to that. Although bashing your head against the wall, I saw like a Stephen King movie where somebody did that. That's gotta be pretty bad too. That's also like a multiple times a day kind of thing. But yeah, I think it was this lady that was the one that the dolphin fell in love with. That's gotta be awful too. Like, when you hear the news of that, why would you tell her, first off? Because I'm pretty sure they told the lady too. It's like, why would you tell her? Just lie. Just say, oh, the dolphin, it got sick and died. Like, don't say that. The dolphin was in love with you, so it killed itself when you had to leave. That would fuck me up. That would fuck me up so bad. Oh yeah, so the dolphin got divorced. No, the person got a divorce from the dolphin. No, look, it's a Reddit one. We have a Reddit video. So let's see. I think this is probably gonna be like a dog attack. Bro, what is he doing with that dog? Oh, this is gonna be good. Alright, it looks like, so before I even start this video, it looks like this chick is like very upset and yelling. Is there any sound to this? And it looks like a Belgian Mal is off the leash, I think, because there's this leash here. It doesn't look taut or anything, so it's probably off leash. And this dog is just like hanging by a harness. Oh shit! Oh shit. Okay, that's a little rough. Alright. Oh shit! Oh my god! What is she doing rolling? Okay, I'm just gonna play the fucking thing. Get your dog, man! Get your dog! Okay. Oh my god, you idiot. You fucking idiot.
Ease on upstairs, baby, with your dog. Ease on upstairs.
It's not listening to you, lady. The only reason she got that dog is because it fucking decided to take a leak. Alright. I never understand why they just swing the dog around and not protect it in their arms. So in his defense, that's a big-ass dog. I will say, in this case, he probably didn't want to bend over to grab the dog because this dog is big enough where it could bite him in the face if he did that. And it's close enough where it could bite him in the face if he did that. So I guess I can kind of understand that. I'm surprised that he had the strength, because that's like a medium to large size dog right there. And that was definitely, it wasn't like the dog is, playing or whatever. The fucking snarling and shit there. Look at that. Oh my god. I'm trying not to make fun of the pit bull owner too much. Because I understand when a dog's coming at you. I've had that happen to me before. You don't always think straight. But holy fuck, guy. Holy shit. Like, really? I guess it kept the dog from getting bit up too much. He did make some contact right there. And it was not like a playful contact. It wasn't like a nipping contact. Like if you listen to it.
Oh my God.
There was quite a bit of snarling. It could have been his dog, to be fair. Bro is not having fun. No, he is not. He is absolutely not. So at this point, he's got the dog up. It's probably not how I would hold a dog, but then again, he's able to hold it with one hand, and he's using his other hand to, like, he'll use his other hand later. He's literally wearing it like a fucking backpack. He uses his other hand later as kind of like a deterrent, like he's gonna hit the dog. I personally wouldn't ever do that, because I don't want to lose my fucking hand. He equipped the dog. Dog successfully equipped. You're carrying too much weight. You are overburdened. So, yeah, he's trying to use his hand to, like, show that he's gonna hit the dog. I am not sure if that's what ended up, the girl even fell down. But she not just fell down, she's, like, fucking over there rolling in the grass. She's taking her sweet-ass fucking time. Like, look at this. So, she trips over nothing. Trips over nothing. She should be trained like the dog. She needs to learn how to walk. She trips over nothing. She, for whatever reason, is now sunning her crotch. She's kinda up. She trips again! Over nothing! Over nothing! She trips again! And she just rolls back on her back! The biggest retard on the scene. I can't... She does a full rollover. Still on the ground! Still on the fucking ground! Still on the ground. Still on the ground. Gets up. Finally fucking gets up. That's what I'm saying. I almost wonder if the dog thinks he's got a treat or something, like he's hanging the treat over the dog. But, yeah, so I can kind of understand why he picked the dog up with one arm. I wouldn't do it because if he ever did, I think he's using his arm as just a deterrent. I don't think he would have actually hit the dog, because at this point, if he gets his hand too close to the dog could bite his arm. I don't know if that's really the dog's fucking intention. I think he just kind of wants to... I don't think he's probably... If I had to make an assumption, I would say he probably wasn't socialized well with other dogs. And this lady has zero fucking control over her dog for it to be off leash. Now, I will say, it doesn't look like the dog even has a collar on. It doesn't look like it. So I wonder if the dog actually slipped its collar. Let's see. Because if it slipped the collar, then I am a little bit more sympathetic towards the Malinois lady. She fucking whips it, which is retarded. Because that is not what the owner, if you are the owner of a dog that is going after something else, the first thing you want to do is retrieve your dog, is get it back under your control. The last thing you want to do as an owner is add a punishment. She is whipping the dog, which is adding it's a positive punishment. So she's adding a negative stimulus. So now the dog is going to want to try to get away from the negative stimulus, which is the fucking owner. This guy would be the guy that wants to fucking slap the dog with the leash, so the dog would get away from him. Never whip someone without consent, moral lesson here. Well, she shouldn't be whipping her dog if she wants to get it back to her. If you want a dog to come to you, you should never fucking punish it. When you're teaching a dog, like recall, even if the dog, like, fucking ran away from you initially, you never punish it when it gets back. You always fucking, like, praise it. So that way it learns like, oh, when I come back to this person, I fucking get treats or I get pets or fucking whatever. When she whips it, the dog fucking runs away from her. All I'm hearing is relationship advice. Well, it's dog relationship advice. I have no idea. I don't know if like maybe she's fucking high or something. I mean, I've had situations where I have like my adrenaline is fucking up my legs and I like literally can't move. So maybe something similar is happening here. Because I've absolutely fallen down because I just lost feeling in my legs because I was so scared. And that's like a really retarded coping mechanism. Like that needed to have been bred out of humans a long time ago. I don't know why it hasn't. If you want him to come back, don't punish and whip him. Positive reinforcements and treats. Yeah, that's even. To be fair, training that works on animals tends to work on humans too. I mean, it's all the same shit. I actually learned all of my, well, not all of it. I did take some behavior medicine in college, but most of my training has actually come from my psychology classes. Woof. Arf, arf. Meow. Training cats is a little bit different, though, because cats are kind of retarded. Cats grew up a little bit different than dogs, so. It's kind of the same deal, though. You don't really want to attach yourself to a punishment when you're punishing a cat. But so, ultimately, she should have control of the dog. Now, if the dog slipped the lead, I would give her a little bit more sympathy here. It might have been the first time it slipped a lead. You know, you should always make sure that your dog's collar is on well. Some dogs have a neck that is just bigger than their heads. That happens. If that's the case, get a harness. You don't have to get a really expensive harness. You don't have to get one of those fancy, easy walk harnesses or whatever. Just get any old chest harness just for walks, just to make sure that they can't get out of the harness. And then if you want to be extra cautious, you can get a front clip harness and then you can clip the collar and the harness together to make sure it doesn't get out. But obviously, this dog doesn't have any recall. I am not entirely sure, though, about... I really want to see... I guess the fighting starts right here. I want to know if this is dog reactivity, if it is a fear response, or, like, what's going on here, or if it's just, like, a really inappropriate play. I need the fucking sound on. Because dog reactivity is just kind of like when you're overstimulated. Cat grew up a little differently, special ed. Kind of, a little bit. Everyone thinks cats are smarter than dogs, but it's, generally speaking, it's going to be the opposite unless you have, like, an actually retarded dog, which does happen. So dog reactivity is just, reactivity is when you are basically over-aroused. That's over-arousal. And the over-arousal can cause something that looks like aggression, even if it is not actually aggression. My cat is resting on my leg now also. Don't let him hear that then. Oh yeah, he grabbed and he went, argh! He like, I will say, I don't know if... Okay, so that growling and that snarling and shit is actually, I think, the pit bull. I don't blame it. It might also be sounding different, too, because it is being picked up by a harness, so it might have pressure on its chest and or neck as well.
Oh my God!
And I base that off of, because that little second there, you can see this dog isn't really, his mouth isn't moving in a way that would be like a snarling sound or anything. See?
Run upstairs in your house, bro. Go upstairs to your apartment, bro.
I will say it did look like that Belgian Mal, though, made contact, and, like, grabbed the leg. But the pit bull might also not be, dog friendly. And that doesn't really matter in this case, because the pit was the one that was contained, and, the Mal was the one that would have been getting his shit kicked and getting his shit walked. Or maybe not, I don't know. Maybe the Mal would have fucking destroyed that pit bull, who knows. But, anyways, keep your dogs on a leash. What do you do? I mean, what would I do in this situation if I was like one of these people? Echo? Do I have an echo? Wait. How about now? Okay. Yeah, sorry, I just realized I had fucking 2 mics going on. That was my bad. If I was this guy, I would probably I'd have to pick the dog up the way I would pick the dog up, which is with my 2 hands. I wouldn't be able to do the 1 arm thing, and I would have to bend down to grab it as well. And I would also be a lot shorter, so this dog would probably be able to grab one of my dog's legs, and I'd probably just have to kick the dog. But if that dog attached to one of my dog's legs, hopefully this fucking lady wouldn't be too useless that she wouldn't be able to fucking leash up her dog and get it away. Granted, my dog would be very injured. If I was this lady, instead of whipping the dog, like here, I would have made my leash into a slip lead and tried to put the slip over. I'd support you spiritually when you're so panicked that you stop breathing. Or when my legs stop working. Because my legs will turn to jello as well. Like, I won't be able to stand. That would actually probably be what happened, is I won't be able to stand, and I'd actually be on the ground, and me and my dog would be getting attacked. I don't think the dog had any issues with the guy. I think it just, either it wanted to play, or it wanted to... I'm still having a hard time deciphering if this is just him treating the dog as like a chew toy, or if it is the dog actually like going after the pit. I'm not sure. Or going after the white dog, whatever the fuck it is. Oh. Anyway, yeah, if she was walking it without a leash, then she's like a straight fucking retard. I hope that wasn't the case. I kind of have a feeling, because I couldn't see even a collar on the dog, I'm kind of feeling like the dog slipped its lead. And in which case I have a little bit more sympathy for. Oh, this is just something that I randomly found on Twitter. I did not read into this whatsoever. Well, Florida postal worker... It's always Florida, isn't it? A Florida postal worker arrested for allegedly stealing animals along her route. Oh my god. And had 70 cats in her hoarder home. A Gail Agustino. I don't know any young Gails. Arrested for having 70 cats and an undisclosed number of dogs. But she probably wasn't stealing dogs, though. The sheriff said it was the worst case of animal hoarding he's ever seen in the county. Do we want to arrest a 77-year-old lady? The answer is absolutely not. If we believe she was truly an animal abuser, we would try to bury her under the jail. Holy fuck. Florida has been, like, fucking... They've been going hard. So usually in these cases, before I even look or read into anything, or read into anything else, first off, she looks kind of fucking insane. Depending on how long, I mean, if she's still working for the postal service, she's probably, at this point, she sometimes these people get dementia. Not saying all the time. they might not be thinking correctly, but also I could also see this as it being an animal lover finding outdoor cats, making the assumption that they are either strays, like unowned, or that them being outdoor cats, maybe she didn't agree with the cats being outdoor cats, and she figured her home would be a better home for them. Now, I could see that too. Or she was just, like, absolutely fucking insane and actually just taking cats from outside. But I'm thinking it's one of those two things. So, let's see. I don't really want to look at that face for too long, to be honest.
These are squalor conditions.
Oh, God.
It's a nice house, nice neighborhood, but the conditions are horrific. We're talking about, in some places, a foot of animal feces in that house. There is no air conditioning in that house.
Wait.
So when we cracked the door on it earlier today, the stench was unreal. The air was stifling hot. And thanks to our partners from Fire Rescue, the hazmat team had to come out here and ventilate the house.
Wait.
No air conditioning in that house. There is no air conditioning in that house. There is no air conditioning in that house. So when we
cracked
the door on it earlier today, the stench was unreal.
Hey,
the air
that's
was
not nice.
Hot. And thanks to our partners from Fire Rescue, the hazmat team had to come out here and ventilate the house.
All right, look, that's an overreaction.
Trying to get these animals out, which you're seeing behind me as I'm standing here talking. Let's talk about Gail. Do we want to arrest a 77-year-old lady? The answer is absolutely not. And let me talk that through real quick. She's 77 years old, like I've mentioned twice.
77 years young.
If we believe she was truly an animal abuser, an animal person to take advantage of them, we would try to bury her under the jail. It's not the case in this case. We truly believe that Gail thinks she's doing the right thing, but she's doing it the wrong way. And
that's basically my interpretation of it as well.
Misdemeanors, and the goal of arresting her was to be able to seize the animals, to save them from death, and try to get them the help that they need, and then to keep her from repossessing animals, and then to move her into mental health court so she can get the help that she needs to try to deal with what we've dealt with today and whatever needs she has. Clearly, this is a hoarder scenario, worst case of animal hoarding that I've seen.
Honestly, the outside of the house looks very nice.
Again, that our partners with Fire Rescue, Animal Control, and the Humane Society that's working with
and
us
look, it's a screened-in porch too.
Try to fix the problem, save these animals from these squalor conditions, and then try to help Gail long term. So with that, I'm happy to answer whatever questions, but keep in mind that this is active. So my animal count, we're thinking maybe up to 80, but we're not exactly.
It's usually double. Whatever they estimate, double it.
Sure, and you would think we would know, but we're talking about stuff everywhere. You can't walk anywhere in the house without running into a cage or trash. So I'll kick it to you.
Okay, so on top of just being an animal hoarder, it also sounds like she's a hoarder. Oh, fuck. How do I get my fucking avatar smaller now? Looks like a nice house, would live there maybe. Yet the house itself, usually when I've never got to go to I never got to work a hoarding case on the ground, which is something I am so mad about. Every time there has ever been a hoarding case, when I would be working, I would volunteer, I would beg, I would try to, like, take extra shifts just so I could work the fucking case. And other people would always get the case instead. I'm still salty about that, especially because they would bitch about it. And they'd be like, oh, I didn't want it. I'm like, motherfucker, do you have any idea how hard I work to try and get that fucking case? But anyways, usually the hoarding houses that I see, like, pictures of, even the outside looks really bad. But that one, the outside looks actually fairly nice. Like, definitely, like, kind of run down a little. Well, not run down, but just... The grass maybe might need to be mowed a little bit. My grass looks worse right now. And she has a screened-in porch, which would be great for those fucking cats. It looks maintained. Yeah, it looks fairly well maintained. The roof looks nice. You know, the pillars are intact and shit. So you wouldn't imagine a hoarder inside. Yeah, that's a... Usually, like, I feel like these especially because they said that there's trash everywhere as well. which makes me think that she is a hoarder of stuff besides animals. So you'd think like the fucking front yard would be covered in like lawn shit and chairs and like stupid ass decorations and stuff that didn't fit in the house, stuff like that. Or at least the porch. Like the porch looks fairly well like cleaned off too. Now you wouldn't like this house is probably condemned. Like cat piss and feces just fucking permeates into the sheetrock and the fucking boards, the walls, the studs and shit. It is awful. This house is probably ruined. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, if it's a slab, that's probably all you can save from that. And maybe it's slab and the roof, but I don't know how you could save the slab and the roof while getting rid of, like, the studs of the walls and shit. It depends on how bad it really is, I guess. I haven't seen the inside of it. Here is... Oh, you're not going to load some stuff. Here's news coverage on it. Some families who have been searching for... Oh, wow. That's right. They said she was stealing pets. Some families who have been searching for missing pets could get answers Wednesday morning. The Martin County Sheriff's Office has identified the owners of several animals rescued. Is this her house?
The Martin County Sheriff calls it the worst.
It's gotta be. That's gotta be her house.
The Martin County Sheriff calls it the worst animal hoarding case he has ever seen. But this morning, there is a sign of good news.
5 of the nearly 100 cats and dogs rescued from that store
Five.
have been connected
Five.
to their owners, and more reunions.
And cats and dogs, so it's not even just fucking cats. It's probably like 4 dogs and 1 cat. Cats are notorious for never being returned to owner when they are lost.
Could happen later this morning.
CBS 12 News reporter Paige Myers live at the Humane Society of the Treasure.
People who steal pets because they think they are doing a better job than the owner should it really get electric chair, TBH. I mean, I honestly think that sometimes it is the case. I mean, I've known people who've taken dogs from dog fighting, who stole dogs from their neighbors that were like fighting dogs, you know. Or who stole, like, cats from somebody because, the cats, like, had, like, tooth issues, so they're just, like, not gonna feed it. I've also seen that before, and then it would eat just fine after the tooth issues got resolved. Okay, but some people are also crazy, and the owners are normal. Sure, yeah. But sometimes I do think... I guess I am not a very black and white person. Especially because I work so much with animal control who does exactly that. They take pets from people forcibly sometimes because that they think they can find the animal a better home, or at least even that euthanasia might be a better fucking option. Okay, fair. I don't see enough of both sides. Yeah, I think that's the problem too, is that like we always hear about hoarding cases and stuff, but we don't hear too much about like because if people are stealing pets, like if people are actually stealing pets, not that I think you should steal an animal, but they're not gonna talk about it because they fucking committed a crime. You're gonna hear busts about hoarding cases, you know. But you're not going to hear about the person who's like, oh yeah, I stole my neighbor's dog because they stopped feeding it. Like, you're not going to hear that shit. So I also have a lot of sympathy too for this hoarder. Because I do believe, look at her face, she's so disgusted with this. Because I do believe that it comes from a place of caring. Like the police officer said, like she wanted to take care of the animals. They also said that she was stealing pets, but so far they only found the owners of 5 animals. Out of, like, what, 100? So far, 95% have been strays. Or at least owners not found. Or they were unfixed, in which case they likely, and they were, like, procreating, and if they're unfixed and outside, then they probably are actually strays. At least if they're cats.
With more information. Paige?
I like her nails.
That's him. Good morning. Well, this could be a big day for some of the...
By the way, these fucking reporters come out here at like fucking 5 a.m. I fucking hate having to go into work fucking like 3 hours early. Because these motherfuckers are out there at 5 a.m. And then they'll be like, oh yeah, I've been in my car for an hour. Just, you know, working on shit. Like, are you kidding me?
These families, as the Humane Society of the Treasure Coast here behind me continues to work to identify some of those rescued animals. Deputies arrested 77-year-old Gail Gustino on Monday on animal cruelty charges.
This is why you always microchip. They are only finding these animals' owners because of microchips, and keep the microchip information updated. When you change your phone number, make sure you change it on the microchip. I'd work 12-hour graveyard shifts. It would be perfect. If I used to work 410s. That was really nice. I would do 410s all the time. Cause like my fucking work day, I'm already gonna be exhausted. So why not just max out on the exhaustion, you know?
Investigators say the U.S.
Okay, yeah. So well, this might be Buell. You never know if these are actually kittens from the case.
Postal Service employee had been picking up feral cats along her mail route, believing she was rescuing them.
So she thought they were feral. Or stray.
So far, 5 pets have been reunited with their owners. Officials say more
Look at the
animals
little
have microchips,
kitten.
and deputies are now working to track down their families. So if you are missing a microchipped dog or cat, you'll first need to file a lost pet report with the Martin County Sheriff's Office and then schedule a visit with the Humane Society.
So I'm thinking what is happening is they are finding microchips and they're not finding any information attached to it.
We've been scanning and getting all the information for these cats, especially because we know that a lot of people are missing their cats.
Yeah, they want to get people with cats, especially because like the return to owner rate for cats is so abysmally low. Like when you get a stray cat into a shelter, the chances of it going back to an owner is like 2% and under. Like it depends on the, you know, the area and the organization, but like the highest I've seen it has been 2%. And it's usually under 1%. How come? Because people tend to not identify their cats. They tend to not microchip their cat. If cats have collars on, the collars, people usually get the rip-away collars, which is good for their animal safety, but if they rip away, there's no ID there anymore. People will think that, like, I see a lot of times people put a flea collar on their cat and think that that's identification, and it's not. What else? I also think a lot of the lack of microchipping is because people are getting cats probably not from animal shelters. They're probably getting them from friends, getting them from outside, and then when they get the animal fix, they just opt out of getting it microchipped. Just because it's an extra cost. Because I think microchipping costs, depending on where you're at and what you're getting, probably costs somewhere between, you know, $20 and $40. So there's like a lot of reasons. And also, on top of all that, so that's about the owned cats. And then you have the cats where they either are truly, you know, I guess like feral animals. Because there are a lot of feral cats in the US. Or they are truly stray animals in the sense that it was owned and now that owner no longer wants the animal. So they're not looking for it. And they kind of just do the old, you know, let the cat loose at a barn or something. I actually knew somebody when I was growing up, someone who kept doing that to their fucking cats. They kept getting male cats. They kept not neutering it. And I thought the whole point that they kept getting I thought the whole point of them getting male cats was so that they could get because neutering is a lot cheaper than getting it spayed. But they wouldn't neuter it, and then it would spray everywhere, and the piss would smell awful. So once it got to like around 6 months old, they would fucking let it go outside. They would bring it to this farm and let it go outside. Also, I knew a farmer that had, it was a well-known dumping ground for stray cats, and of course people rarely are dumping their fixed animals. They're usually dumping their unfixed cats, and they had hundreds of cats. God bless them, though. They would actually try to fix them all. They would fucking every year they try to round them up. They had probably like 50 cats in the house, but and granted, the place did smell like cat litter. It was pretty rough and smelling inside the house when you have that many. But they were all fixed. They were taken care of. It wasn't dirty. You get a lot of cat hair, but it wasn't dirty. But God, every year, like, we would go there and, like, you'd fucking be moving bales of hay and you'd take one off and you'd just find, like, dead kittens. Like, kittens that didn't survive or whatever. It's, like, awful. That's kind of irresponsible. It's incredibly irresponsible. I couldn't think of a more irresponsible thing. Like, even if you brought it to an animal shelter where it later got euthanized, at least it would have not contributed to the animal overpopulation issue. Because it's like, okay, you got one cat euthanized, but what if you let it mate, 3 times and now you got 24 cats euthanized? It's like the most irresponsible outcome I could think of with an unwanted animal. Besides maybe torturing it to death. That's probably worse. Torturing it and neglecting it to death is probably worse.
The animals are still receiving
I'm thinking this is
medical
B-roll.
care. Many were found underweight or suffering.
That's another thing too with a lot of these animal stories at like shelters and shit. They will come one day, like the first time you get them in your doors. They will be there for like an hour just taking B-roll. And then the next couple times you got to talk to them. And I can't say this for everybody, because every station's going to run different. But, like, the next time you got to talk to them, like, there's a case, or you're talking about fucking 4th of July fireworks or some shit, or whatever, promotions going on, they'll just come for, like, 10, 15 minutes, and then they can get the fuck out of there because they got all of this B-roll that they can use.
From skin and dental disease. Now, we're going to be here throughout the morning as those reunions start to happen.
Oh, skin and dental disease. It looks like she's like taking in small dogs. Who the fuck is letting small dogs run loose? Like, that's so fucking stupid. It's kind of like I saw lost flyers near me that somebody let out a Bengal cat on the 4th of July, which around here, the 4th of July is very well known for fireworks. It's like synonymous with fireworks. That's part of our celebrations. We pop fireworks. So generally, if you have fireworks, you don't want to let your animals outside. Preferably at all, but definitely not unsupervised. Definitely not free roaming, because somebody at any point in the day, but definitely at night, they're going to be popping fireworks. It's going to scare the animal, and the animal is usually going to run like a retard somewhere. Exactly what happened to that fucking Bengal cat. It's like, it was 4th of July and you let that cat out. I mean, granted, maybe they had a young kid or something that did it, but fuck, man.
And of course, we'll keep you updated and stick with us in about 30 minutes. I'll have more of the newly released body camera footage that shows an inside look at those rough conditions the animals had to deal with. We're live in the Treasure Coast. Paige Meyer, CBS 12 News.
Yes, I want to see that. Is this it? Alright, so yeah, she's a trash collector.
The Martin County Sheriff calls it the worst animal hoarding case he has ever seen.
Is this the same shit?
There is a sign of good news.
Shut the fuck up. Alright, let's see. Oh my god. That's right, they said that she didn't have AC. So it is not uncommon for people to wear hazmat suits. Oh my god, look at all this shit around the edge of this fucking mat. And she's probably keeping some cats, in containers for, I don't know, people just do that. The floor looks so bad. Oh yeah, floor is destroyed. Well, look at the walls. That's what always gets me. Look at how, and you know how we were saying, like, oh, the fucking house looks pretty good, like, out front? Those windows. Now that I see how, like, fogged up those windows are, that's awful. Yeah, this is pretty rough. And she is definitely a trash collector. We can see, like, some random bullshit over here, over there. Over there. They have to, cut a hole there? Why'd they do that? Why couldn't he... Oh, maybe the stairs were unsafe to keep traveling up and down. That might have been it. Oh my god, look at that door. Look at all this shit caked on that door. There's a lot of spider webs. But besides that, the porch actually looks pretty decent. Having a nice screened-in porch would be so awesome if you were a cat hoarder. Because you could let the cats go out on the porch. I would have the fucking litter boxes on the porch. And put in, well then again, she is like almost 80 years old. I was gonna say, I put in a cat flap and have the fucking litter boxes on the screened-in porch. That way, the smell can dissipate. That would have been fucking perfect. She is cat hoarding incorrectly. Let me tell you. Let me teach you how to hoard cats. That's a bird cage right here. I know this cage. This is a bird cage. There's a cat box right in the middle here. In the middle of the walkway. The ones with the little circular thing, the circular domes, are usually going to be bird cages, in my experience. Oh my god, the feces there. God. Oh my god. It's all shit! It is just shit! Everything is shit! There is shit on top of shit! This cat also looks like it might be pretty thin. It's hard to tell from this angle and everything, but it looks like right here. It looks like that's the end of the rib cage, and then it gets much smaller. There's no way. There is way. This is the way. This is the photo evidence. Please tell me it's rocks. No, that's dried shit. This is dried cat shit. This litter box, there's literally shit on top of the shit on top of the shit. There is no litter that you can see here. That's not litter. And also the food and water is empty. And there's also shit in one of them. At least one of them has shit in it. This also might be a smidgen of shit. That's literally a shit box. I've seen litter boxes like that in people's homes. Alright, so those are some of the dogs. I wonder if those are all the dogs. Because they said a few dogs. Or at least I'm pretty sure that's a bird cage. Now looking at it from here, it looks pretty big for a bird cage. So, oh god, I have, how much time do I have? Okay, I can tell this story. So growing up, I lived very rurally growing up. And I had I don't even know if I could call her a friend, but like the school forced me to be friends with her. Because she was like in special ed classes or whatever, and she liked to talk to me. So like the school would like, be upset with me if I like, tried to pull away from her and shit. So that girl lived even more rurally than I did. And I had to go to a, like, I wouldn't call it, I went to her house overnight once. When I was like, I don't know, 12, 13 maybe. No, I think I was like 12, 11 or 12. And, they weren't animal hoarders. But they had like 4 or 5 dogs. And none of them were kept very well. One of them, she had a German Shepherd that was, and I say she had, her family had, because she was also like 11 or 12. But her family had a German Shepherd that they would just tie out to a tree all day, and then because it was like frozen cold at night, because we were living like up in a mountain, they would have to take it inside. And she had a big crate inside, and it basically switched from being in the crate to being tied to that tree. And I would have to, and they were like, oh, the dog is like super fucking aggressive. So like you can't touch it because it will bite you. It'll eat your face off. The place was so cold, she didn't have heating. And my mom, assuming that I was not going to be staying at like a fucking hermit house, she didn't pack me a pillow or a blanket, assuming that I would have like something to sleep on there. So she had, in her room was really small. She had a cat that was like in one of these kind of like cages. And then that was on top of the big German Shepherd cage. And she had a litter box that was like in her room. And the only place and it was like this. It was filled with shit, but except instead of this being hard shit, it was diarrhea. The cat had diarrhea all the time because she fed it potato chips. So it was like just squirting out diarrhea. And there'd be like fucking dripping diarrhea off the edges and shit. But ironically, it was so cold that you couldn't really smell it. But anyway, so I had to sleep. There was no way for me to sleep, nowhere for me to sleep except for right next to the litter box. Like, I'm not even kidding you. And I had to sleep crunched up on the floor because if I extended my legs, my head would hit the litter box. And on top of that, just being gross, the litter box had fucking shit dripping off of it. So I had to like try to sleep in a fetal position, but I was too cold to actually sleep. It was frozen out. And I pretty much spent all the night like petting their dog through their kennel. Because they said that the dog like is really aggressive, but it fucking, I don't know, I think they lied about it, or they like to assume it was aggressive. I think they're the kind of people who got a German Shepherd because they were scared of outsiders and they thought the German Shepherd would like kill outsiders, but it was actually it is a sweetheart. I was petting it through the cage and it was fucking trying to roll on its back and shit, and then it got to the point where I would stop and it would be like fucking 2 a.m. and it would start barking and I was like, oh fuck. Now I got myself into trouble. So anyways, so that day passed. It's the next morning, right? And it's the next day or whatever, and we're doing stuff and shit. And then she's like, oh, do you want to play with my dog? And I was like, you mean the German Shepherd that you have outside that you said is aggressive as fuck? And she's like, oh no, I have another dog. So out from under her bed, she pulls out this exact kennel, this blue one right here, and in it was a Chihuahua. This dog was living under her bed the entire time, and I didn't know about it. It was just stuffed under there like a toy. No. Okay, that sounds like a horror story. It really is. And there was newspaper that was on the bottom of this kennel. But it was like decoupaged on the bottom. You know what decoupaged is? It's like I don't know if that's how you spell it. It's like, yeah, it's like this shit when you kind of like paste paper onto shit. So that's what there was, like the newspaper was decoupaged on there because of all the piss and all this shit. And that was never cleaned up. And it only, she took the dog out and it was incredibly excited because obviously it lived in that cage for at least fucking 12 hours without going outside. And probably more than that. So she let it out and it's running around like crazy. And, when dogs get excited, they can sometimes have a red rocket, if you catch my Tokyo drift. It is just a normal reaction. It does not necessarily mean anything. It's just that they're excited. They do have a literal bone in their penis, so that certain things can happen, and it just, comes out. Yeah. So that happened, and then she scolded the dog. for having a red rocket. Well, why would you say red rocket and then say penis? Because the dog always has a penis. The penis is always there. It's just sheathed. Now, what's the point of the euphemism if you're going to say the word? I guess I could say unsheathed penis. But I don't know if most people are going to understand what an unsheathed penis is. So it had a red rocket. And she scolded the dog. And what she did to get rid of said red rocket was she tried to pinch it to make it go back in. And then when pinching didn't work, because this is a involuntary reaction for the dog, it cannot help it, she put it back in the kennel as a punishment, because she said that the dog was a pervert, and she put it back in the kennel and put it back under her bed. I mean, you could say red rocket and the rocket launched to space. I felt like that would have been too humorous for this type of story. But anyways, this kennel is literally the kennel that dog lived in. Same color, same brand, same everything. Okay, that's better than I thought. Well, at least your imagination was worse, I suppose. Maybe they're related. No, this is just a really common kennel. I saw that and I had to get that story off my chest. Oh yeah. Yeah, that house is ruined. Hey, that's a pet vault. Those are fucking expensive, man. What? Look at that nice kennel. That's a nice new kennel. Why isn't she using that one? Oh my god, look at the fucking hair on this. Look at the hair. How does that even happen? Like, I'm actually... Can I open this in a new tab? No, I can't. Can I, like... I cannot make this bigger. Oh my god, I want to make it bigger so bad. I love, like, going into real detail on these hoarder houses and seeing what the fuck is going on. She's got this old-ass fan from, like, the 30s here. Is that water? What? That water's running. Bitch, turn your faucet off. Holy shit. Look at all the gunk behind this fucking sink. I like how there's dishes here as if she's ever gonna wash them. This is fucking insane. Yeah, we've seen enough of her face. This house looks so normal. I mean, it actually... Looking at the sides... This is a little bit obscured because of this brush, but it kind of looks like over here and over there is just incredibly engulfed with grasses. And that's why the roof looks fine, because it's a metal sheet roof. That's why the roof isn't all fucked up. Yeah, there's a head. That's not uncommon for a hoarding house, to be completely honest with you. It's fucking disgusting in there. The smell is horrendous. At least they're doing it on a wet day. I think that kind of helps. Unless it's humid, then don't. Alright, the porch looks a lot worse here. Okay, now we can see. I don't know. They might have taken all this out of the porch, to be fair. I mean, out of the house to put onto the porch. But yeah, it looks like it could use a coat of paint. Right, looking a little worse. Definitely looking a little worse. I still think she should have... I mean, she has the fucking screened-in area. This looks like it was intentionally cut, definitely. And I feel like they intentionally cut it, because it's, like, perfectly fit for getting these bigger crates out. I would have put the goddamn litter boxes out here. I don't know why she wouldn't have. That was it. Oh, is this the body cam? I know you guys say there's new body cam footage. Where is the body cam footage? Oh, here it is. I wasn't about to sit through that shit again.
The Treasure Coast behind me, but that newly released body camera video shows just these overwhelming conditions.
Let's see if we see anything new.
Inside of the home and the hours-long effort it took to get each and every animal out safely. Take a listen.
It almost smells like human urine, too.
Body camera video shows deputies, animal control
We have a
officers,
fucking
and
ambulance there.
firefighters moving about
This place is condemned. There's no chance.
80 cats and 12 dogs from...
Is that a different cat? Yeah, I think it's a different cat that's fully, like, just shit and shit and shit.
The sheriff says the home had no air conditioning and was covered in animal waste. A hazmat team had to ventilate the house. Deputies arrested 77-year-old Gail Gustino on 2 misdemeanor counts of animal cruelty.
I wish this fucking camera footage was better, but this literally looks like it's just shit piled up here.
Investigators say the U.S. Postal Service employee had been picking up feral...
Yeah, so she's a current employee of the U.S. There's a Okay, yeah, this does look a lot worse now. We have literally a screen. Actually, they might have... Did they tear that door off, maybe? They wouldn't have thrown it in the woods. But yeah, this is completely overgrowing the house here.
Cats along
it's returning to nature.
She was rescuing them. Now the U.S. Postal Service confirmed.
Does the U.S. Post Service like give you no fucking retirement? Like what the hell?
Gustino has worked for the agency since 1997.
God damn.
A spokesperson tells CBS 12 News they're aware of the issue but don't discuss personnel matters. USPS.
How long have... We're aware of the issue. Our carrier... Oh, okay. I thought they're going to say they were aware of the issue since 1997. Upon closer look, it does look bad. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Gustino will be offered its employee assistance program. And this morning, as I mentioned...
Can you let the bitch retire? Like, goddamn. She's almost 80.
Animals are safe.
You've got her going on a fucking postal route.
Humane Society, but stick with us in about 30 minutes.
Next time you get like your package like stuffed into your mailbox or like just dropped like on your driveway, fucking this is why, because we have 80-year-old ladies delivering mail.
Have more on the effort to reunite some of these animals with their families. From the Treasure Coast, Paige Meyer, CBS 12 News.
All right, let's...
New body camera video is giving us a closer look at what the Martin County Sheriff calls the worst animal hoarding case he has ever seen.
Shut the fuck up. Done listening to you. This is a short one.
It almost smells...
So she is using... There's a cat in there. There was a cat in there. Look, so she is using the porch, the outside porch. So this is cat-proof. The outside porch is cat-proof. Why did you not put all of the litter boxes outside? I think what happened was she's just like too old to clean up litter boxes to like be doing that work. Because she's like almost 80. So she's probably just at most, probably just pouring litter on top of the shit. I've seen people do that before as well. I really need to fix my V-tube model.
There's food bowls and stuff over here on the ground. And
wow, what a revelation!
Can't get through that angle. I'll have to walk this way. There's a bunch of carriers and stuff like opened.
Oh yeah, this is like a forest.
The smell is so bad right here. There's no food in this bowl. But you can see food bowls and
I guess they have to narrate everything now that everything's on body cam. That's probably actually a smart idea. Oh my god, I hate how these fucking replay. Any other new photos here? And maybe it will let me like fucking go into these photos. No, it's making me fucking log in. Fuck you bastards. It's okay if 2 PNG streams count as one normal stream. So I just have to stream every day. So that's bad. That was a really nice house. And she fucking destroyed it. I'll give you Sunday off. Oh, thank you. I have the Lord's Day off. So I can get plastered. I do think that this, like, it came from a place of, like, wanting to care for the animals. And I have a feeling most of those cats probably were strays. It's just the issue is that she is taking some cats from, from their fucking homes. You know, so that's never fucking good. And that's just the ones that have microchips. So, who knows how many that didn't have any ID on them, you know. Oh, it actually says 80 cats and 12 dogs. Wow, so they were right on with their guess. That's more dogs than I thought she was going to have, I'll be honest. So, okay, I'm sorry, I gotta go back onto this. I keep being like, fuck Facebook, but wait, they have more information. They have been able to identify owners of 5 animals. They don't say how many of those are cats or dogs. I bet you, like, all 5 of them are the dogs. It's just, cat returned owner. Especially because smaller dogs, people are usually gonna want to. Nationally, only about 3% of lost cats in shelters make it back to their owners. Alright, so some people are saying 2%. And some people are saying below 2%. And AI is saying dogs have around a 20-ish% return to owner rate. You also have to remember, too, that a lot of the animals that are being picked up as stray, people don't want to find them as well. And I think that's something to keep in mind, too. So, well, that sucks. At least the lady is going to get some help from this and not going to continue doing this. I don't know if she had... They didn't say anything about kittens. They said juveniles, but no kittens. I know the video had some kitten photos, but I think that might have just been B-roll. Oh, here's some cool news. Something to dive into real quick. 2 marsupial species that were believed to be extinct for over 6,000 years have been rediscovered in a remote rainforest in New Guinea. Our scientists recently confirmed the pygmy long-fingered possum and the ring-tailed glider in the dense forests of New Guinea's peninsula in Indonesia. These small, fascinating creatures were previously only known from ancient fossil records and were thought to have disappeared during the last ice age. The rediscovery came through careful detective work, misidentified museum specimens from 1992, combined with local photographs and field observations. They found 2 Lazarus species at once. Oh my gosh, he does have little long fingies. Look at those long fingies. So this is the long fingies. Oh my god. Alright, now that's a little creepy. We went from being cute to now this is a little scary. This is, oh my god, look at how fat that little tail. I guess that's why they call it ringtail. I was thinking ringtail lemur, how they have the stripes on the tail, but I guess they call him ringtail because his tail curls up into a ring. Bro, those fingers, though. Apt name. Apt name. Alright, let's look into this dude a little bit. Eep. Oh my god, those fingers. They are really in love with these guys as long fingers. I love it when they, like, rediscover new shit. Especially when it's a mammal, because I feel like you don't see mammals being discovered too much. I think this actually happened earlier in the year, but, let's see. It's a marsupial. I couldn't have guessed that. Animal grows about 17 centimeters. It's very long, fourth digit on its hand. Used to hunt wood-borne beetles. Oh, so he's like a fucking fingering beetles out of wood. There's like no information on this dude. This is the thing that, so when I was looking into what I should go to school for, I really wanted to go into biology. We're not going to look at the dead guy. This is from the dead guy, but we're not going to look at the dead guy. But I ended up not, because I was like, what kind, first off is like, what jobs do you get in biology? Fucking nothing. God, those are fucking long little fingies. We have like barely any photos of these guys. Holy shit. So that's like using their ring finger. That's gotta be fucking annoying. I guess we're just so used to using our index finger. Yeah, look at this. Look how long that is. That's crazy. Another beetle catcher. Oh, gee. Not another beetle catcher. That is fucking... I don't know if I like that. I thought it was kind of cool, but now I'm a little scared. Yeah, I'm really scared of it. But, I was under the impression that there was, like, nothing new to discover, you know? Like, born, too late to discover new species on our planet, born too early to discover new species on other planet kind of thing. But how wrong I was. I just wish I, like, I could have, like, talked to somebody who knew a bit more. Did they spell it wrong? Is that the correct, yeah, I guess that's the correct spelling of it. I just wish I just knew how much we didn't know. Because, like, it's not just this. It's because this is kind of a rare thing. There is so much shit that we don't know about well-known animals. Like, there is the, one thing that I always talk about is the fucking, oh god, giant black squirrel. I think it's these dudes. Maybe it's these dudes? What is this squirrel in Africa? No, I think it's the other guy. I think it's these guys. We don't even know how long, like, these guys live. And they're, like, very common animals. If I'm thinking of the right one, but there's, like, this really common fucking squirrel. It's just as common as, like, fucking gray squirrels in America. Basically. And we don't even know their breeding habits or how long they live. Even though they are fucking everywhere, you know? It's just, like, stuff like that. Like, there's so much that we don't know. And we just don't know it because no one looks into it. And that's it. Is this also spelt wrong? No. The other way was better. These guys are cuter, I think. Look at those fat little beans. Okay, these guys are a lot cuter. Now, this is just the whole fucking genus. So we're talking about a species, though. This is the specific species. I think. No, that's the long fingy guy. Yeah, we don't have too many, the different species of shit. Oh. That's kind of cool. Is he a, Toas Eniamurus? Is that the, guy? Is that this guy? No, he doesn't have, wingy flaps, does he? He doesn't look like he do. Maybe? Wait, do you have wingy flaps? He looks like he has wing flaps here. Do they say if he has wingy flaps? Oh, it doesn't say fucking shit. Anyways, I thought that was super cool. There was also like there's like a moth or some shit that they thought we've killed off, and it has not been killed off. And there's a toad in the Americas that we thought we killed and we didn't. It's just like shit like that. It's just stuff you wouldn't think about. It's so crazy because, like, I know so much about, like, fucking, you know, lions and tigers and bears and shit. And then I won't know about white-tailed deer, which are everywhere around us. I think that's actually all that I fucking had today. But man, oh, look at him. He has a wing flap. Yeah, he definitely has a wing flap. Look at these wing ruffles. Oh, that's just a sugar glider, though. I heard sugar gliders are awful pets. Because they, like, scream a lot, and they're also fucking nocturnal. And I feel like the two of those things are awful. What was the large African... Oh my god, there was a animal in the African, like, rainforest. It was big. I'm nocturnal as fuck, but this screaming I hate. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they scream. Yeah, that was one of the things. Sugar gliders scream at night. Oh god. Ew. That's a baby calling for its mom. Not hearing the screaming. That's a little annoying. That's a kind of annoying. Okay, so maybe they don't scream, but it sounds like they do a lot of, like, grumpling. That's pretty cute. Yeah, sounds and calls. Crabbing. I think crabbing is probably the most annoying one. It's not that, like, look, I'm not hating on, like, sugar gliders or anything. I just think a lot of people get them without understanding that how... It's an exotic animal. You're gonna have to change your life around it, you know? Unless it, like, happens to really fit your life for the next, you know, 12 years or however long they live. Sugar glider life expectancy. Yeah, 12 years. Hell yeah, I got that just from a fucking guess. You know what is a really good pet, though, I think? Besides the fact that, it's kind of sad how fast they die, are rats. I fucking love rats. Me? No. Too high maintenance. Gotta get, like, insurance. People insurance is fucking through the roof. Look at the little rats. I used to work on, hell, and then you gotta feed, I mean, people eat as much as, you'd eat as much as a full-grown man. Or a full-grown woman. Well, I do, but only for dental. That's why you need to get insurance. Expensive. Oh, the cool thing about rats and mice. So you know how dogs and cats have their, like, little, their clubs, their little breed clubs and shit? Like, the dogs have the kennel clubs and the cats have the Cat Fanciers Association. There is there's one for rats and mice. What is it called? It's a rat and mice fanciers. I make more money than pets who get put on YouTube videos. Actually, maybe not. I guess it would depend on the animal. Grumpy Cat. And who is that fucking, there's some Pomeranian who was really popular. Was it actually the Twitter Pomeranian or something? Or Instagram Pomeranian? Like, literally the headquarters. Like it was a mascot for something. That thing made a lot of money. And then it died and, like, it went out with a whisper. Grumpy Cat died and that, like, made waves. But I think the little Pomeranian thing, I think it was, like, Teddy the Pomeranian or some shit. I don't think they wanted anyone to know Teddy died. I'm almost positive he died. I am also smart enough to imitate human noises like a parrot. So I'm pretty... I can say hello. 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 And you too. You just say you too for everything. Oh, do you want din-dins? You too. Mice and Rat Fancier Association. Or something. American Fancy Rat and Mouse Association. There we go. So the difference between this, like, Rat and Mouse Association and the cat and dog breed, the Cat Association and the Dog Kennel Club, is this goes off of colors. There's no real breeds. It's just colors and markings. So you could have, like, one rat. Okay, like, let's... for example, you can have one rat that is going to be shown under, let's say, fucking, I don't know, black rats. But, like, it could create a litter, and in that litter it could have, like, white rat. And then that would be shown under white rat and shit like that. It was just based off of, so it's not real breeds, it's more based off of coat, type, color, pattern, shit like that. Let's see. Oh, standard, that's gonna be like your, what the fuck? Oh, that's standard. I was about to say, that's not fucking standard. This is one of the fucking oldest fucking websites. So these are like your normal rats that you're gonna see. A Rex, I've never seen anything past fucking a normal rat. No, that's a lie. I've seen naked rats. And I think I've seen velvet ones too, if there is a velvet. Or it might just be like, a really bad naked rat, I don't know. Rex coat, that's crazy. I'm trying to think if there's any medical issues that would come with it. Naked rat, scandalous. They're very popular. You know what's fucked up is I know a mom and pop pet store that, like, they breed rats, and they also breed hairless rats, but they also sell the rats not just as pets, but for feeders, and they also are they're a reptile store, so they also use their hairless rats as feeder rats too. And I was like, that's just really I don't know, I feel like that's fucked up. Tailless rats, never seen that. I feel like that would have some issues, some spinal issues. Oftentimes with our cats that have, you know, bobtails, curled tails, shit like that, tailless, they can also have spinal issues and issues like with the colon and stuff. Hairless rats, that's what I see often, along with the normal ones, obviously. Satin rats. Yeah, the skin of any color and coat of any color seems to be, like, yeah, in any color, that seems to be pretty common. Dumbo rats, that's actually another common one, but why are they Dumbo? Just because of the ears? The low ear set. I hear about people, like, having Dumbo rats. But I'll be honest, like, they look exactly the same. I guess the ears are a little bit more, like, they say slightly lower set, whatever. I don't know. I mean, they are, but it's also just, like, it's barely a thing. Yeah, all of these have been able to be shown in any color or marking. What's self? Oh, the rat itself. The self colors. The following are rat AOC colors recognized by the American Rat Association. Any other color are genetically agouti-based colors and pearl. So agouti is gonna be when you have like black tips on the hair. I think I spelled that wrong. Nope. Now let's see if they have like a diagram of this. Okay, maybe not. I took a gamble with that. Alright, here we go. It doesn't really show it, but this is like an example, right? So this would be an example of like a solid color. And then like an agouti would have a lighter color on the bottom. And then here we go. And like a darker color on the bottom, lighter color on the top. There. Shit. Here we go. Fuck, never mind. So that's like a roughly what agouti means. I might be pronouncing that wrong. I'm sorry. God, this makes me want a rat. The issue with rats and mice is that they live a very short time. I used to have a mouse. He was agouti, I think. Agouti. They have little Siamese. I have seen Siamese points on little radicals before. Merle, that's cool as fuck. Sorry, I gotta look at rats now for a second. They're so fucking cool. I worked with lab rats before. We would actually tickle them as like a form of enrichment. I felt so bad because like after like we worked with them, even the control group you had to humanely euthanize. Unless you were going to take them home, and they were like, usually you can't do that. But they were like, and with the, oh god, with the rabbits too. Ugh. They suckered so many people into taking those animals home, and then you also had to pay. I was gonna take my rats home until I heard that it was gonna be fucking like $30 a pop for a rat. And I was like, well, you're just gonna euthanize it. It reminded me of that South Park episode where the kids get a they rescue a turkey, the fucked up turkey. Also have to pay, yeah, exactly. Where they rescue the fucked up turkey, and they were like, okay, that'll be, you know, $20 or whatever. And it's like, what? You said you're just gonna kill it. And you're like, yeah, I'm gonna have to find another turkey to kill. I mean, 30 isn't too bad. It is too bad when you get 2 rats. Because you should have, rats should go in pairs, ideally. And by ideally, I mean they are incredibly social animals. So now we're talking $60. For comparison, the rabbit was $50. Like, not having them to spend money for euthanizing drugs should be cost saving. You would think, right? I think what they were trying to do, though, because it was a teaching hospital, I think they just were trying to kind of scrape money off of students. And try to get, like, before we were hardened by, like, all of the shit that we had to see. They're trying to get us to, like, that's my tin foiling there. That they're just trying to get us to, like, shovel out money for these animals that we've been working on all semester. But I was like, bitch, I grew up in shelter work. Shelter work and wildlife rehab. You can't get me. Kill those fuckers. I don't, like, yeah, I cared, but I have been, I'm very used to being upset. You're not getting me with that shit. One person did buy their rabbit. Lesson, euthanize patients if it's not worth it. Canada healthcare. Hell yeah, man. We should be euthanizing more people, honestly. It should be mandatory euthanasia. Look at your little tail all wrapped up like that's cute. But yeah, the rats I worked with, despite like being lab rats, they were pretty nice. One dumbass got bit by their rats, and I was like, yeah, you're holding it wrong, you retard. Oh my god, let me show you the rat cone. Feast your eyes. Oh. On the rat cone. That is literally what we called it. It is also called a decapitation cone. It is not only used for decapitations, though. This is also used for if you needed to inject the bell with something, or peritoneal injection. We also used it for tail injections, or taking blood out of the tail as well. But yeah, would also be used for like decapitations because you stick them in there and then they cannot move. And decapitation was considered a acceptable form of like euthanasia, which is probably a lot cheaper and a lot quicker than a euthanasia solution. Decapitation cone, guillotine, yeah. Oh my god, that's so cute. They thought I was innocent and I meant a little cone for your rat for when it got surgery. How adorable. No, I meant a decap cone. I meant this. Oh, shit. Oh, you guys are fancy and you call it a restraint cone. Well, well, well. You're too good for the rat cone. Trying to think of what else. I wonder, there was I don't know what the fuck you'd call it. Lab rat, not a cage. Handling cage. So yeah, this was literally the cages that they would live in, by the way. It was this size. It was literally this size. And that's what they would live in. Which is incredibly small for a rat. Like, that's a big cage right here. This is a big one. Usually this is cut in half. Restraint is less fancy of a word than decapped, though. But it is more palatable than decapitation. Oh yeah, and this is the rack system that they would have. We had to design one of these. Except again, that's a big cage. I mean, I say it's a big cage, it's not. It is big compared to what I have worked with. This is better. Notice how it doesn't say great for family pets, it says better. Better for family pets compared to what? Compared to what? Yeah, like this, literally, that's the fucking size. That was the fucking size, except that's like with mice, I think. But no, the handling, there was lab rat handling. What if we just did lab rat handling? Maybe I'll find it that way. Oh, yeah, we do all that. There was kind of like this special cage that you would put them in. That would, like, their tail could come out one end. I guess I'm not gonna find it. No biggie, I guess. Man, if I wasn't afraid of getting fucking straight up banned off of Twitch, there is some fucked shit. Some fucked ways of getting blood out of, like, our lab animals. But the cool thing, with the lab that I was working with is that they had one section that was of, rats and mice, or maybe it might have just been mice, I can't remember. But there's no bacteria. They were completely bacteria free. I forgot what they called them specifically. Bacteria free lab mice. And this is for very specific, germ free. Is that it? I thought there was a fancy name. Is it just germ free? But they are used for pretty specific, like, research, if you need to take out variables related to bacteria and shit. The neat thing with that, though, well, first off, it's really hard to maintain that kind of environment. It's really hard to make those kind of mice. You have to get them, like, specially come in. And then you usually keep up your own supply once you have it. And there was, like, a procedure you had to go through. There was a specific way you got to go in and out. Once you entered the place, you have to go out a specific way. You had to, like, gown up. It was really cool. And then it went straight to the fucking autoclave room, so that everything would get immediately autoclaved. And it was a autoclave room, by the way, because you would clean the entire fucking the entire system. You'd imagine getting stuck in an autoclave room. That is, like, one of my biggest fucking fears. Alright, are we at marked? I guess we are at marked. I want to see odd eye. These guys are cute. Ah! Come on, we have to have some better pictures of odd eye rats. But we also have, oh my god, that is cute as shit. We've also bred some rats to be very susceptible to getting tumors, so that we can do research on specific tumors as well. The rabbits that we worked on were all meat rabbits. They were all Californian meat rabbits. These guys. I don't know if they're commonly used in labs, but these were the guys that we worked on in laboratories. And they obviously had a little bit bigger of a place, but I think too a little bit of it laboratory. Maybe they are commonly used in labs. No. It looks like they normally use these all white rabbits. Okay. We might have just been different in that. But yeah, the meat rabbits, I'm trying to think if we ever had one that was not a fucking cat. We must have just got it from a specific supplier. That's all I can think of. We probably literally got it from a meat supplier. Which is crazy. You'd think that they'd be a fucking meat supplier of rabbits. Fucking when was the last time you saw a rabbit in the grocery store? I think... Oh! Okay, so there's also another animal I did not work directly with. I don't know if I should say it because I think it would really help with doxing me because it was pretty rare. Oh god, it was so cool though. Well, I worked with I didn't work directly with it, but I worked adjacently with a rare lab animal. I guess that's all I can say about that. That is all I can say. A lab mouse rack system. So these like rack systems, I think a good portion of it too is you say it as if I'd have any idea. I know. Let me just Google quick and see how bad it would be. Earth! What'd you find, doggy? Okay, so there's a couple. Alright. So, one of the animals, again, I didn't work directly with it. Because I did not have the required vaccines and nobody was going to cover the required vaccines. But we had lab baboons. So that was pretty cool. I would put in lab... I know exactly what I'm gonna get if I put in lab monkeys or lab baboons in here. I know exactly what I'm gonna get. I'm gonna get that fucking image with the animal's brain. Exposed brain. Actually, I think it might have been a macaque, actually. I'm not gonna lie. He was in a pretty small cage, but that was his, like, overnight cage. And, people would have to, like, spend time with him. And he had, like, a room. Yeah, but that was pretty cool. Actually... these aren't too bad. But they really didn't do anything with him. Like, they didn't perform any tests on him. I think they just kind of kept him around just in case. I don't know. Or if they did do anything with him, I didn't know about it. But you needed to have, like, a bunch of these vaccines. Like, you needed to have, I don't know, you need to have multiple, and I couldn't fucking afford it, and I was like, man, this is a lot of bullshit, and if to potentially work with this monkey, with a singular monkey, they didn't have multiples, because they were trying to, cut off having the monkeys, or at least that type of monkey, and, also, it's like, I get vaccines for this thing, for this shit, but, like, what about all the shit you can't get vaccines for, you know? But, let's see, what are the rack systems that I used to use? I guess it's more like this. It's kind of like a plasticky thing. Which you think you wouldn't use. You'd think you'd use just metal. But... that looks like a fucking baboon cage. That's a mouse rack? Get the fuck out of here. It's like Snake. These mouse racks. I think the mouse racks and the rat racks and stuff, I think they really try to limit movement because they want to try and, for a lot of the shit that you're doing medically, you want to cut out as much variables as possible. And usually the ability to potentially injure yourself is going to be one of them, especially if you're looking at doing something medical. And don't they do the same thing? Oh! Yeah, you're right. Which is also pretty controversial. Yeah, the fucking tubs. I can't believe these are now commercially made. You remember the good old days? Before keeping snakes in tubs was considered like peak husbandry? Now that is a nice snake rack. You reacted so strongly. Well, because I didn't know what you were talking about. And I was like, it's like snake. And I was like, do they do much research on snakes? Like, I don't think they do. They do on a fish. There's, is it a zebra danio that they use a lot? I forget. Yeah, fucking, that Brian guy really made the snake racks very popular. I'm not saying he invented it. I don't think he did. I think a lot of, like, snake, like, breeders and shopkeepers and shit had snake racks, but I think the Brian guy made this popularized with snake owners. I think the snake rack is from one of the videos you showed. Yeah, they got, he's dead now, so nobody likes to talk about it. I think he kept a monitor lizard in a fucking rack. Brain. They think I'm saying brain. Brain monitor. Here we go. Thanks, Reddit. We did it. Oh, that's Snake Bites TV. I don't know if that is the Brian guy. Oh, yeah, it is. Okay. Or at least that's what this guy says. So, yeah, he kept like a Nile monitor in a snake rack, which is questionable at best, I would say, at least. I mean, people already are not the biggest fan of keeping snakes in racks to begin with. What else? Didn't he do something else, too? I thought he didn't have a gator in one, did he? No, because they need a lot of water. I'm thinking like a baby gator, not like a fucking full-size gator. Brian nobody likes to talk bad about him because he, like, died. That is not what I was looking for. Eh. But yeah, people argue that I think the main argument is that it's too small. He also... Oh, god damn it, that wasn't what I want to do. Oh god, it's Tumblr. Great, thank you. That's what I wanted. Thanks! That was another big issue, because this snake can't even, like, unroll fully. It's gotta always be on top of itself. People were concerned about snake racks being too small, not providing proper hides, enrichment, just shit like that. And then in the terms of the Nile monitor, they are much more needy, I believe, than like your average snake as far as like environment goes. Snakes need a lot of vertical and horizontal room, don't they? Some snakes need a lot of vertical, and some snakes need a lot of horizontal. I don't think there's too many that need a lot of both. That I know of. I'm no snake expert. But generally, like your tree snakes and shit. Did he ever have a tree snake? Like, they would obviously want to be hanging. Like, you almost always see the fucking tree snakes hanging like this, you know? I don't know if he... I mean, somebody who follows this sort of stuff more often would probably know... I mean, hell, we might have already seen a tree snake in Iraq, and I just didn't recognize it. But yeah, I think, like, well, I don't think that you necessarily need... I can understand if somebody has a snake like this and that they can't have a enclosure where it can completely, like, you know, stretch out. I'll give them a little bit of fucking slack, you know. But this is too much. Although I do tend to give people a lot more slack than I should. Well, another thing that he did that was also really controversial on top of the snake racks was, he also popularized egg opening. Like with the snake racks, he is not the first person to do this. But what he would do is before the eggs hatched, he would carefully cut them open to look at the color of the snake and see what color it was. Let's see, can we actually see this? Do I have to sign into TikTok? This cannot actually be Brian, right? No, this is just specifically...
Oh my gosh, guys!
Oh my god, it's so loud!
In this one. I think there's 2 small babies. Yeah, it looks like there's actually 2 babies in this egg. Can you guys see?
Okay, yes, that's just somebody using his shit to gain followers. But yeah, basically, you saw the gist of it. People really didn't like that because it is unnecessarily... Because, like, you couldn't just wait a couple more days, right? Because these guys are almost... They're almost done baking. They're almost ready to be out of the oven. You could just wait a couple more days and they would hatch. But when you prematurely open them, I mean, it's just like with anything that's premature. You are inviting a lot of complications. Satisfying. No. No. Intro, puppy update. This is probably the actual...
Amazing. So, I mean,
oh
you
God,
guys are so incredible. So thank you so much. So let's go ahead and get into a handful of snake things so I can keep my mind kind of off of things. First off, I wanted to show you a clutch that just hatched. This is actually an albino ball python bred to a het albino ball python clutch. And take a look at, oh, this one isn't quite on the egg yet. But look at how beautiful, high contrast that albino is. She should be out anytime.
They look so wet. This is the one time they do look slimy.
Of course, these two here, this is a het albino and a little albino.
I wonder what that is that they're in. It looks like styrofoam.
Oh my gosh, how cute is that? But look at this.
I know it's not. I guess it's little white rocks.
Really beautiful high contrast. So we're actually going to cut 2 clutches of eggs today because we have 2 clutches that are almost due to hatch, and I figure why not cut them. One is going to be a blue-eyed leucistic, which is a super lesser bred to...
So if you already know what it's going to be, why are we opening them?
GHI, we all know that GHI and the lesser is amazing, so we're going to cut that clutch.
And all of this he's talking about is the insanity that is snake genes.
Actually, a really good one. It's
fucking it's like there's like a PC part picker, but for snake genes. Is this it? Is this it? No. No. Uh-oh, my doggy has to go bark at somebody. I swear to God, somewhere. Ball python. It's specifically ball python. Not most popular morph list. That's right. World of Ball Pythons. Genetic Wizard. I don't think it's working for me. Shit. Alright, so these are like, okay, yes. I thought these were users for a second. Like, that's how many morphs. And they have a gene wizard where you can like, oops, I accidentally clicked on one. Where you can like put two of them together and it would tell you like what your outcomes, plural, potentially would be. Oh, we got more. Don't worry, we got more. We got more. I wish it would just load all of them. We got some more. Don't worry, we have more. We're not even halfway done yet. It's not in alphabetical order. Or at least it's not too much in alphabetical order. Okay, keep going. Oh, I think it might be breaking. This isn't even the website I was thinking of, but I'm guessing now that we have AI coding, this looks like a really crappy AI coded fucking website. Alright, let's go. Come on, more. More! And this is just ball pythons. This is only the ball pythons. Which is just one species. Alright, let's keep going. We're not even close yet. We're not even close to halfway. Snick, yeah, I'm showing, hey Scuffed, how it's going? I'm showing, Coffee all of the, ball python morphs we can get, but I think Chrome is wanting to kill itself right now. So yeah, that's just a taste of how many ball python morphs we got. And like, God, I wouldn't be able to tell you the difference between them. All I know is that there are some that have what is called, they're wobbly. God, which one? Fucking spider gene. Wobble. Wobble wobble. So basically what happens, are we gonna find a video of it? Spider wobble. Just show us quick, please. So their head is wobbly. They have a hard time focusing, so it becomes very difficult for them to eat, actually. Because, yeah, they do that. And there's varying degrees of it. So some will barely have any head wobble. Some will have it so bad that they won't be able to strike and eat. And that's from this, I think it's one gene called the spider gene. Snake tweaking, yeah. This is a snake if it was born with a fentanyl in its veins. It just genetically is on a fentanyl overdose over time. But yeah, it's definitely an issue. They are harder to keep, sometimes impossible to keep. Anything that's going to have the spider gene is going to have a, I don't know if it's that it's going to have a chance to have it, or if it will have it, but at varying degrees. I'm not sure about that. It's the fentanyl morph. But I know more spiders than just the spider ball python have it, probably because we morph so many of them, we fucking breed them all together like crazy like this, that other ones are gonna have the spider gene. I don't know if they actually have found another gene that causes it, though. Anyways. Somehow we got away from actual
gonna be hard
cutting
to tell
of
exactly
eggs.
what's in the egg, but this is actually an albino het
So-
for clown bred to a clown ball python.
You have to
So
be really
that is
careful
gonna be
when cutting
amazing. So
eggs,
what do you say we
because you
cut?
can-
So first up is going to be the blue-eyed leucistic,
obviously can
which is a
easily
super
kill 'em,
lesser bred to a
but it's
pastel
also
GHI. So
not
let's see what we get.
healthy
And
for
again,
the
what we wanna
snake
do is just
to
really
cut it open.
gently
There's a reason they have
just
not
kinda
hatched yet.
Cut the superficial layer of the egg, so we're not hurting the animal.
He's
And
honestly
again,
in there
these things
pretty
are
deep.
due to hatch within a day or so, so I'm not cutting
He's
very
in there
early.
pretty deep
Unfortunately,
with
the
that,
first
though.
one I cut here, you
With
can
that
see,
razor.
It's just a normal baby, so that's a little bit of a whip, but that's okay. We're gonna keep on going here. Let's see what we got this second egg.
That one he's going a
Let's see if
little
we get
bit more
lucky on
shallow,
this
but the
one.
first one here is mad deep in that bitch.
Okay, looks like we've got something going on here.
Ooh,
It
that's
looks like
pretty.
maybe a pastel lesser.
But yeah, I don't know
Definitely
why he
missed the
couldn't just wait a
GHI
couple
part,
days.
so just a pastel lesser.
I think
Still
a lot
really
of it
pretty
was
snake.
the,
And then let's go to the next egg and let's see what we get.
Obviously, I don't think he thinks this is
Let's
bad.
see.
I don't think he would do it if he
Not
thought
been that
it was.
good
I
right
would
now.
like to think
What
he
we
wouldn't have done
here
it.
is just
Unboxing
literally
egg is
lesser
scary.
ball
Yeah,
python.
basically
So
that's what
let's just
they're
keep
doing is
going here.
unboxing eggs.
Let's see what we got.
And I think that's why, like, it's got so many views.
All right, I think we may have.
It's a
finally gotten
really
something,
good
guys. Woo, yeah.
video. You know, it's
This
really
is
good
actually a good
content.
one. This is the
Just like
pastel
at the
lesser
expense
GHI. So
of
this is all of those
snakes.
genes put together right there.
A snake
Pastel,
gambling.
lesser,
This
and
snake loot
GHI.
boxes.
Okay, we still have 3 more eggs to go. So
I
let's
kind
see
of
what
feel
we
bad
get.
for the normal one because he was like, "Aw."
All right.
It's like those gender reveal things when it's a girl and the parents are like, "Oh fuck,"
Here.
and they start
Look, that's
crying.
again the same thing. Look at that.
Oh
How
fuck! It's a
awesome is that?
normal
Oh my gosh,
snake.
that's a
Shit.
beautiful one.
It's a
That is
bust.
Pastel lesser GHI too. You guys see how beautiful that is?
So yeah, when he's saying
That
like
is
pastel
really
lesser
pretty
GHI,
one.
those he's just talking about the
Oh, so we just got
morphs
a normal
and the
lesser,
genetics.
but
Oh,
that's
he's
okay. Hey, man,
he
every
disrupted
snake
that
that's
one. It
alive
started
and
moving
healthy
around.
is a great thing. So last egg, I always like to end the last egg on a high note. So let's see what we
How can you
get
end
here.
it on a high note if you don't know what
Alright,
it's
here
gonna
we
be
go.
yet? This guy's really upset that his door is open.
Okay, not bad, not bad. This is actually just looks like a lesser.
So he's still
GHI.
keeping
So, hey,
the
you know what? That's
the
not bad. I think
snakes
we got
in the
3.
eggs, but like you still shouldn't be opening the fucking eggs. A lot of people don't like to talk bad about him because he did die pretty recently too. All right, what is this meme? I gotta see it. Brian letting the snake hatch, yeah, basically. But I mean, he wasn't all bad. But man, I think the most controversial shit of his is probably what he's most known for. I think he also bred spiders too. Spider. Let's see. Spider ball python. He played a major role in the rise of spider ball pythons. Okay, but like, do we have? They outlawed this snake. Wait, who outlawed the snake? That's actually...
That's right. They banned the sale of spider ball python.
I'm actually okay with that. That's like banning the sale of fucking,
Welcome to the vlog.
exotic
Hope the
bullies.
start of your day is-
Alright, let's find... Is he gonna, like, show a spider? Let's see if we can find the wobbly head in this guy.
Imported an animal that looked something like this. It was an adult male, and he offered it for sale. I think it was about $1,500.
Is he not going to actually show a spider?
This is way back. He changed the game, and I think I was the second person to buy one of these guys. I paid $25,000.
Wow, 25 grand.
Here happens to be a mutation of a handful of things. This is actually a spider red stripe.
Is he already wobbling?
Super stripe. So there's a lot of genes in it. But one of the things that comes along with the
I think he is yeah, he is wobbling.
From the very start when Kevin started.
So he is, if you see like the head vibrating.
Of a little bit of a neurological problem.
Yep,
he's
mentioning it.
Head doesn't move
yep.
quite right. Has a little bit of a tilt. Some are worse than others. And it's basically called a spider wobble. And this spinner here, which is the spider pinstripe, is
you can see his
example.
wobble too.
It's got a little bit more of a shaky head thing going on. When it moves, it does corkscrew a little bit, but nothing too dramatic. I have personally worked for a long time to kind of get as much of the wobble out. Now, it is linked to the gene, so there's no way you're going to separate.
Okay, yes. So every spider, everything that's going to have a spider in it is going to have a wobble. Is that a big spider wobble?
A genetic defect. A wobble with a spider is a genetic
oh
defect.
God, yeah, that's a bad wobble.
A lot of genetic defects when you start breeding animals. Hey, look at anyone that is into.
So he's basically downplaying the wobble here. Basically saying other animals have a defect. This defect isn't too bad.
Dogs or cats, for that instance, understand that a lot. Right here, some people literally think that.
Let me see this guy's wobble.
Shouldn't be bred because it doesn't have scales. They basically say, "Hey,
whoa,
listen, the fact that it doesn't
that
have
wasn't the
scales
wobble,
means that
was it?
Can't protect itself, and it's an abomination, and you shouldn't be able to."
I can't
breed
really
it.
see its
My
head.
point is
You're gonna mostly.
Who gets the right to decide that? You know, there are mutations in every type.
So
of
here's my question. I am not very well versed in snakes. His back end was also moving a little erratically. Is that just because he was doing it because he's, you know, being silly or whatever, trying to get a grip, whatever? Or can the wobble actually affect all of the movement and not just like the upper neck and head part?
Like, yeah, not just reptiles, like I mentioned, dogs and cats. And
he's got a
all kinds of
wobble,
other
definitely.
stuff
Yeah, we can see that.
Have defects that go along with it. There's a saying that says
The issue with the wobble, though, as opposed to like I don't agree with other defects in dogs either, but the wobble makes it so they literally cannot eat.
Where do you draw the line, and who should?
Oh my God! Is that a two-headed snake?
Of where you draw the line. Take for instance Ben and Jerry here. They're a two-headed snake. They are.
Is the wobble like very common? So the wobble is going to be apparently the wobble is in every snake that has the spider gene. Every ball python that has the spider gene. I do not know how common the spider gene is in ball pythons. Ball python morphs with a spider gene. So within snakes that have the spider gene, yes, the wobble is extremely common to the point that every snake with the spider gene has the wobble. I'd like just a list, please. The spider gene is a dominant trait in ball pythons. Oh, so it's dominant. So anything... I thought the spider gene was going to be recessive, meaning that you could breed it out. But if it's a dominant gene, then anything that you breed with a spider is going to have the spider gene. And it's going to have the wobble. So we've got the bumblebee, spinner, killer bee. Obviously the spider, which is one in itself. Now let's see. According to Reddit, anything with B in it is likely to. Sable, blackhead, spot nose, champagne, chocolate, cypress, woma. I've seen a lot of womas. And Wookie. So I don't actually know. I guess it is one of those things that if you're like looking to get a snake, it's something you would have to like really do your research on, because it's also, there's no rule with, it's just like with dogs, right? You could have a dog, let's say you've got fucking like a beagle that you're breeding that has seizures, and you breed it with another beagle, and it creates beagles that have seizures. Now all the beagles have seizures, and then you start breeding the beagle with like pugs, and you're creating puggles with seizures, but then you fucking start mixing the pug with bulldogs, and now you have like Frenchy looking things with, because the ball pythons are not exactly working like a dog breeds, they're just working by looks, by like their morphs, their colors, their patterns. You have to be a lot more careful about genetic traits because of that, because you can end up having a snake that might look normal, like a normal colored ball python, but ends up actually having a spider gene in it. And I don't think there is going to be any kind of I don't think there's any way for us to know how many snakes out there have the spider gene, because as already, like, you never see snakes in a vet setting. So who's going to be really recording it? Also, the people who are breeding this spider morphs and shit are going to be downplaying the issue. So what is...
Definitely an abomination there.
So all the snakes that except for this, except for the two-headed snake, I think everybody else he has shown, all of those colors, they've all had spider morphs.
Not normal. Does that mean that somehow decide what is right for you or your animals or anything like that, as long as the animals are being cared for? It's
that
not
guy
like
doesn't look like he
spider
has it.
Are born and have some heinous thing that they can't actually thrive. The truth is that mutation has thrived for over 25 years.
I'm trying to maybe a little bit. I'm seeing it.
Everything. So why would someone think that of all mutations, that is the one?
So like snakes, when you move them around, they're supposed to be like, I don't know if you ever seen chickens. Their head is supposed to be very fucking still.
One that you should ban and you should outlaw. Trust me, guys, this is a slippery slope. Once this happens, what gets banned next? Is a piebald an abomination because it couldn't live in the wild? If this was out in the wild, that white would mean that a predator would.
Okay, so yeah, I don't think this guy has wobble.
Anymore, and we should ban piebald ball pythons. I know I might be going a little extreme there, but my point is that what's next, right?
What else you got, buddy?
Passionate and somewhat upset about this decision. I don't like this.
What else we got here?
Absolutely,
what's
python. It's another animal.
Oh, yeah, another. Okay. All right, this is the last thing. Then I have to stop the stream. So, another thing that people have been doing, which is also not good, is breeding scaleless reptiles. Now, for reasons you can probably imagine, this causes issues. Like for snakes, the scales are they help with them moving. They're also good protection. Like if you don't have the scales on you, like in bearded dragons too. There's a lot of. Let me see if I can find a scaleless bearded dragon. They get burned a lot because they need the fucking like the heat lamp and shit. But also now they don't have any protection. And that's another thing that he bred a lot of. He did do. They look kind of creepy. They look a little bit creepy. Oh my god. So like. That is, this guy's got scales here. You can kind of see with the their little beard, the beards and the little spikies and everything. And this guy's a true silkies. That's what they call them. And let's see if we got scaleless snake, scaleless ball python. Because ball pythons are the ones that we really fuck with so much. So they get cut a lot, which then gets infected. They can get heat burns a lot because they still need to regulate their heat, but they can't. They do look really soft. But, yeah, there's a lot of problems with it. And also, it's a little bit more difficult for them to move when they don't have the scales. It's just kind of interesting being able to see them without scales. It'd be interesting in like a research perspective. But yeah, he showed that guy, and that immediately made me think of scaleless reptiles. Breeding for aesthetic is bad, y'all. Basically, if you breed for aesthetic without thought of anything else, then it can be very bad. But I feel like breeding for aesthetic isn't, by itself, isn't necessarily bad. It's when you also don't care about anything else on it. They look so naked. I think that's why they always call like the hairless animals naked, right? Like the naked mole rat. But naked mole. What the fuck did I just say? Naked mole rat.
Because they are absolutely beautiful animals, and like you can see with this one right here, it's not doing anything weird. It's not flipping around, but it does have a little bit of a head wobble, and it's just something that we decided, hey, there's other mutations that are very similar to Enigma. We'll just go ahead and work with them. Things like white and yellows that make things that look almost the same, so why produce the Enigma? Again, we decided on our own. We didn't have to be told by anyone.
What? Wait, what? Leopard gecko. He has a leopard gecko right now. Leopard gecko. What is he? Enigma? Enigma syndrome. However, the gene causing this appearance is directly linked to Enigma syndrome, a neurological disorder causing head tilting, circling balance issues. So basically the same thing as the, yeah, look at that guy. As the, spider gene. Which again, it makes it very difficult for them to eat. I think this wouldn't be as big of an issue. Oh, look at that dude. That dude's really fucked up. I don't think it would be nearly as much of an issue if it didn't fuck with their ability to eat. I think we would take a lot. Like, I don't think anyone cares that they can't, you know, survive in the wild, because they're not even native here. I think the problem is that we're now creating an animal that is making it harder for keepers to literally feed, to the point that sometimes, like, even a specialist can't get these fuckers to eat. And then they starve to death.
To do it, we just decided, all right, we'll hang on.
Because like if it had a heart issue, I don't think as many people give a fuck.
Something like Fetty-Wap here, which is a hypo leatherback. Now leatherback is a codominant mutation. When you
he is literally just telling us about all of these problematic morphs, but he's talking about them like they aren't problematic. I love it.
Together, you actually get what is called a silky, which is basically
that's the silky. That's the one that we were just looking at. Scaleless.
I know I just talked about the scaleless corn snakes and stuff like that and said, no, there's nothing wrong with them. Well, the truth is with scaleless bearded dragons, or the silky bearded dragons, they do seem to be a little wonky. And what I mean by that is that they don't shed really well. They have some skin issues and so on like that. And the truth be told, the majority of the hobby stopped breeding silkies. Now,
so for some reason, the problems that the beardies had, even though the other snakes, reptiles also had those issues. But he's good with stopping the breeding of... I think it's just public opinion, honestly. I think because a lot of the public didn't want silkies. I think he's just kind of jumping on that bandwagon, I guess. I don't know. I don't understand the line of reasoning here. So his argument is that breeders would police themselves. That's literally not what happens. See puppy mills. See exotic bullies. This is what happens when you let breeders police themselves.
Obviously a problem with the animal, but the truth is, if we ever produce something that was like that was obviously a detriment to the animal, a detriment to the hobby, wouldn't the hobby kind of
humans cannot be trusted to do the good thing on average.
And kind of frowned upon? The albino corn snake, or
everything would solve itself through the invisible hand of the free market.
Ever being sold in the pet trade, to be totally honest with you. This animal was being...
This is why I don't get like into politics, because like it sounds like it would, right? Like you'd think it would, but then like it people put up with the silkies. People, you can still get a silky. They're still around. I see them at the reptile expos all the time. It's sarcastic, FYI. I wouldn't be able to tell. I know nothing about like the economy and shit. I only know really about animals and like some medical stuff because of vet med. That's it. Everything else I'm retarded. Oh my god, okay, he just said lethal gene and that reminded me of lethal white in horses. Okay, last thing. Seriously, last thing. It's okay, Tard March. Hey, I said the coffee wasn't going to make me any smarter. So, there is a genetic disorder in horses that is fatal called lethal white. And it's mostly, like, I guess in paint horses. But it's kind of like the double merle in dogs, where they need to have 2 copies of the gene. And the horses are, like, really fucked up. So basically, they're like, their stomach doesn't move like it should. There's like no motility in the stomach. Their digestive tract, it can't digest the milk. They can't poop. Everything ends up getting blocked up. They get colicky. I don't know. Did it say how quickly? I know it kills pretty fast because you only see it in foals. Did it say how fast? It says blockage within 48 hours, so probably death not too long after the blockage. Sorry, he just mentioned fatal, and that just reminded me of fatal white. So now if any horse person, if a horse girl tells you about fatal white, you can now impress her and tell her that you know what fatal white is.
You can't breed the wobble out of a spider, but that doesn't mean that you can't improve it and just kind of work on it. The fact is I think
does he show us more wobbles?
Are banned because someone thinks they're
the thing that I love that he was like, oh look, these wobbles aren't bad. You're able to see it like from a crappy, well not really crappy YouTube video, but from a video. Thank you for the ball knowledge. No, that was horse knowledge. The fatal white was horse knowledge.
Again, where does it end? Today it's
this is ball knowledge.
Maybe next week it's piebald ball pythons, and maybe a year from now all
does he have a wobble?
Are banned.
No, he looks pretty good.
They're an abomination and feels for whatever reason that they
now that I saw like the difference between a thank you Brian for showing me the difference between a healthy and a unhealthy snake. Oh my god, that's so funny that he's just like, oh, all of these, he basically taught us about all of the problematic genes by trying to say that they're not problematic. Anyways, now I really gotta go. Thank y'all for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope y'all had fun. I had fun. And I will see y'all, if not tomorrow, then definitely, Friday. I'm gonna try to get on tomorrow too, though. 2 PNG for 1 normal. I can't do that. I just can't. And only have the Lord's Day for rest. Alright, anyways, thank y'all.